Which one would you like to go first?
Snarg, you already updated your character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do him first. I'm gonna try and get my leveling done while you do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Snarg. You wake up. Now, you remember, if you recall, you passed out from sheer exhaustion of the soul, of the mind, of the body, after some interesting events which we shall not recount here. Now, as you awaken, you realize you are in a great golden field filled with flowers of various light amber tones. What do you do?
This is not where I remember sleeping. Is the tent, the campsite, everything gone?
Well, you'd appear to be on a hill, and as you look around, you notice that it's just plains and flowers literally as far as your eye can see in all directions.
Oh.
There's not
okay.
even any mountains in the distance.
Okay. I'll look down and examine one of these golden flowers. And what type are these?
Okay. As you examine it, the flower begins to burn very brightly. Like, literally starts glowing with energy, okay?
Ooh. Okay. Is it is type of elemental energy?
We'll say you can't tell.
Okay. So I'll start waving my hand across all the other ones. Are they all doing this?
Yes, all the ones near you are glowing very brightly. Now, they don't glow for duration. Or what happens is they will glow for a few seconds and then they will stop.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of cool, and assuming it doesn't hurt or anything.
No.
Okay.
By the way, you feel more at peace right now than you ever have in your entire life.
Oh.
And I don't mean like physically, because you've experienced that before. You've experienced the total relaxation. This is different. You are truly at peace. Nothing bothers you. You are not afraid of anything. You are not ashamed of anything. You have nothing you're worrying about or fretting about or stressed about. You are an absolutely still lake of water.
Okay.
Made of fire.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going for a run. I mean, this is fun.
Okay.
I want to just draw patterns in this place with the energy and just expend a lot of energy.
Okay, as you're rushing through the flowers and you actually end up tumbling over and kind of doing the roll down the fields thing, like this is the sound of music. You hear music. You actually do hear music in the background, by the way. You don't hear it until you start running, though.
Oh.
Now, the music does sound a lot like some people, plural, are singing, but there are no words that you can tell. It's very indistinct. And suddenly Z appears in front of you and says, "I will destroy you with blood."
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Okay, I need you to link me the sheet to order, please.
Is there a sheet to order?
Yep.
I need to be linked to that so that I can add the spells into my spells.
I have a local copy, but...
Do I get additional spells?
Okay,
You said...
the way this works is you gain the magic, the mana. Your mana keeps going up as if you gained a Black Mage level, but nothing else. So you don't gain additional spells, which means you don't get all the medium spells or any heavy spells, which you would normally get at this level. And you don't gain any of the bonuses, you don't gain the meta magic.
How many medium spells should I have with 7 levels as BM?
2, I believe.
Okay, just making sure.
I just linked you the Oradora stuff.
Thank you.
Now then, so, the Z Mirage vanishes.
Okay.
And you feel
And she
much...
says, "I will return to seek my revenge."
And then she's gone, but then you just forget about her instantly. It's like she was never there.
Who was there?
And nothing. Now, actually, what does happen, though, is as you're walking, you see nothing, hear nothing, and feel nothing. But you are as you're running through the field, you find yourself moving as though you are moving through moving in a specific manner, as in you're trying to like avoid hitting things or people, like you would be running through a city, is how I would relate this to you.
Okay.
Obviously, there's no one or nothing there. You're just doing it. What?
14 plus int would be 19, not 18. So does that mean I have an extra skill? Because I'm now at 5 int, not 4.
Yes.
Okay.
You hadn't told me what you were putting.
Crap, that's a lot of skill points.
She's an orator.
I know. I'm just... It just Anyway.
That's kind of the point of Orator.
Yeah, I know.
It's what bards should be.
But they are in Pathfinder. Anyway.
So you just find yourself bobbing and weaving, I guess is the way I would call that, as you're running through. And you probably don't even notice at first, because it is so instinctual. You're just, of course, and then after a moment, you realize that you just had to do like this thing, like you were getting out of someone's way, and then you pause, and that's when it kind of hits you that you've been doing this for the last couple of minutes now.
I mean, you said I'm in a state of peace, so I mean, this is okay. I mean, whatever's going on, why not? Are they still? Is that strange music and or / singing still going on?
Yes, it is as if you're hearing it through a bad radio, which itself is in a box, which is in another room, which the door is closed in.
Is it somewhat pleasant at all?
It's choral, or what's the proper term for that?
It's a chorus.
Choral. That didn't sound right when I said it out loud. It's choral music, so there's lots of reefs tied together and they're all kind of resonating. Yeah, it is choral music.
Okay.
So
well,
I'll let you decide.
Some people seem to be liking that. I'll just hum that along as I'm running through.
You can't actually make out the tune. It is super indistinct.
All right. Well, a rough approximation.
Okay. Now, as you're going along, it occurs to you for the first time that this feels like half of a dream and half reality. And I'm sure you know what I mean. This isn't, but the point is, this is the point at which if you were dreaming, you would be like, I'm dreaming. This is weird. But nothing happens. And you realize that this is a little bit too real to be just a dream.
Hello?
As this is happening, you realize that there is a question forming within you. It's not in words. I have to use words to explain it because I'm human. But this question is coming within you in terms of ideas, not actual written out words. And that question is, would you prefer to burn but once a day brightly? Would you prefer to burn that which lies before you? Or would you prefer to burn all the time, but dimly? And as this question arises within you and the thoughts start to coalesce into more concrete ideas, I will explain a little bit in gameplay, because it is relevant to gameplay. But and this would be in lore. You would actually be understanding these ideas, because again, not words. But as this is happening, the flowers around you you realize they're all made of fire. And this is the first time you've actually realized this. It's never actually occurred to you before, because they don't look like they're made of fire, but they are. They are fire made manifest into physicality.
Oh, okay.
Now, as you realize that, as you are surrounded by the flames, you think upon the ideas that have been imbued into your thoughts, and you may choose... see, I wanted to make this just pure role-playing, but I knew you would hate that, because you're a horrible evil person. So, I'll go ahead and tell you in more gameplay terms what the three choices are.
Okay.
You can have shadow form once a day. You can have an ability... It's not actually shadow form, but that's the quickest way to explain it.
Right.
You can have a nuke ability, which I will be selecting for you. Or you can have a permanent stat boost that never goes away.
Wow. To anything?
No, to everything.
Oh, wow, okay.
It will be small, but it will be a permanent stat up. Now, you also understand, because you might as well explain everything here, that the form you will take is an elemental form of sorts. It's not like looking like an actual walking elemental, because you know what those look like. Rather, you look around, and as you're physically looking, you see what you would look like. The new you is like standing right there in front of you. It's same exact body shape, right? You're composed completely of flame, but actual flame rather than flame manifested, flame physicality. And you are hollow. So in other words, like the flames are just producing the shell of your body, and there's parts where you can actually see into the nothing that is inside there. And the other you speaks to you. It doesn't say any words, but the voice is very deep and, shall we say, charcoaly. And Bits and pieces of you are accented by ash and charcoal and flowing magma.
Oh, wow.
And that is what you would look like when you activate that form.
Wow. Well, Mutant said, you look pretty fierce.
And he eats you alive.
Oh. Well, this is kind of a tough decision.
And
Right.
there's no respec here.
Oh, I know.
Just to make
Well,
that
what if I
clear.
pay you 20 gold?
Well, I'm gonna need about 350.
I can do that on Saturday.
Okay.
Well, that's that. That. I'm just curious, just for thematic purposes, do they have an example of the nuke?
Sure. The creature turns and reverts to a normal looking you. Literally a mirror image, same clothing and everything. And he turns, and an image of Garland appears right in front of him. And that is admittedly me assuming something. But either way, you see Garland there, clear as day, and Garland is just making this horribly evil face, and he's reaching out to the other you, cackling maniacally, and you kind of lunge back, and you trace a line in the ground, which slides towards him, and then erupts in this giant column of flame, which engulfs and incinerates him.
Ooh.
When I say trace, I don't mean literally you touch the ground. I mean you literally do kind of what I just did, like this, and it goes.
Okay. Well, I turned to the other Starg and I said, no, all that stuff you do is pretty cool, I gotta say. But out of all, I think my answer is I would like to be flame that burns very brightly once a day.
Okay. The snarg that is you turns to you and says, "But do you think that will be enough?" And then vanishes. And then you wake up.
Okay.
You're in a bed, very comfy.
Bed, and this is where I left.
Cut to Guido.
Oh.
I hope you're ready. If you're not, we can wait a minute.
I'm done enough.
We don't need
yeah,
your character
fine.
sheet for the immediacy.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
You wake up. The last thing you remember is actually being put under with tall Burun clones putting weird instruments on you. And now
Yep.
without warning, you are in a cave. Now this cave is fair teeming with just every kind of flora you could imagine. Now, I have a question. Do you think Guido has ever been aware of the Life Temple? I know he hasn't gone there. Actually, I'm not sure if he's gone there. Has he gone there?
He has not gone to the Life Temple. He wanted to on the boat ride from
Oldberg.
Holberg, but we took the direct route and did not. So he is aware of it, but he has not been there yet.
Well, as you look around, this strikes you as what that would look like.
Okay.
As you imagine this to be what the Life Temple would look like. And there's actual water that is constantly pouring through, fountains, rivers. There's a waterfall over there. All the water is very bright and glowing green.
Like radioactive green, or is this just healthy? You know, like
I don't know. I mean, I've never been there.
Okay.
But it's very bright. It is actually what is illuminating the cavern.
Okay.
Size-wise, this is about the size of a football stadium. In terms of overall ceiling height, too, like
Okay.
the top of the stands. And as you get yourself back up and you look around, you realize that on all sides around you, the foliage is kind of retreating away. And as you look down, you notice that down beneath you, there's just dirt. Just barren ground, and like the grass a few inches from you is actually shrinking back into the ground and degrowing as it gets away from you.
Great.
And what do you do?
I'm gonna go check out the glowing water because nothing bad is gonna happen with that.
All right. You get sucked into the chocolate tube with the kid. No. You
Augustus, no!
As you're heading over, you realize that everything is just parting as you go. However, if you bother to look behind you to see if it is regrowing, the answer is no. You are leaving a more or less permanent scar of barren dirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking at my footsteps to see what happens. So thanks.
As you leap into the water, wait, no, you don't do that. That'd be silly. You reach the water's edge.
Okay.
You realize
Am I
you should
wearing
leap
armor?
into the water. Yes, you are wearing exactly what you think you should be wearing.
Okay. I will take off one of my gloves,
Okay,
my gauntlets,
it's gone.
and gone as in disappears.
Yeah. Literally, like, you go like this, and it's just gone, but it seems normal.
Okay. Okay. I will reach into the water to try and take a drink.
Okay.
I cup
You
my hand.
Yeah, you do this, drink your hand.
Yeah.
And as you're doing, the energy of it, which you now identify as pure life energy, no surprise, drains out of the water and into you. And it makes you feel pretty good, all things considered. But then you start to feel a little nauseous and sick.
Okay.
And you're going to throw up.
Okay. Fortitude.
Not in here.
Okay.
You do have a choice of attempting to resist it or not.
I will attempt to resist, but I will also try and find an area that I have already killed by stepping on it. Because if I'm going to throw up, I want to throw up on something that I've already killed instead of...
Makes sense. Okay. You recoil and you're like, but you're really struggling. You're like, and you're doing the thing where you do this, and you're like, come on. And you steady yourself and all those old tricks that I haven't had to do in a while. I used to have really bad motion sickness when I was a kid. I used to have to do that every day on the bus to school. It was bad.
Oh, wow.
So you're doing all the tricks, fresh air, good air in, bad air out, and after a bit you manage to quell it, right? And as you look up, you realize that you were totally wrong. Only half of the cavern is as I have explained. Literally half, bisected immediately down the middle. The other half is composed entirely of violet and black energy, which is striking along, and it is pulsating. It doesn't actually seem to have substance per se. It's more like you are looking at the vacuum of space that has been given a form.
Okay.
And in the very middle, in the split between the two, which if you're standing here, the split goes like this. As you're looking straight ahead, you realize that there are two red eyes looking at you from the very middle.
One on each side?
Yes.
Okay.
And you no longer feel nauseous, by the way.
Okay. Hello?
There is no vocal response. However, you get an immediate impression of something that is best described as, you should not be here.
Having had the reaction from the ground that I have had, yeah, I'm not surprised I shouldn't be here. Is there anything I can do to fix the situation or expedite my departure?
The two eyes close, and as that happens, you basically go blind. You lose the ability to see.
Okay.
And as you are now standing there amongst the blindness, you realize that the noise of the water and the strange whooshing of the air and all that has stopped to a deathly stillness. You can't even hear your own breathing, even though you can feel your chest inhaling and expanding like this. Or,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inhaling and exhaling like this. You can't hear anything at all, nor see anything at all.
Poke my hand that the gauntlet's missing from. Can I feel it?
No.
Well, this is disturbing, assuming that I can't hear my own voice.
What actually everyone else hears is because you can't really feel, so the tongue isn't moving properly.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there in this void of sensory input, a thought emerges within you. And that thought is that you now have a choice. And that choice is to be of the people or against them. I can elaborate if you want, because again, this is ideas, not words.
Okay.
If I was to phrase it, I would put it the difference between being a shepherd of the sheep and a wolf of the sheep. I think that's probably the best way I can explain that.
Okay. Can I think of clarifying ideas?
If anything you need to know, I can tell you, because it's there in the initial idea. So what do you need to know?
I'm looking for more of a definition of the sheep. Is it
People.
well? Okay,
Regular,
yes.
ordinary people. Nothing
Okay.
special about them. People going about their daily business. You actually see images in your head of literally ordinary people. There's some Burun. There's some Banderlings walking around, some orcs, there's some elves. You see a war-torn battlefield where gnolls are fighting gnolls, and elves are fighting trolls. People. And you do see a gamut, by the way. Not all. It's not all people living their ordinary, normal lives. You see people who are villains. You see people who are good people. You see people who are bad people. You see people who are victims. You see people who are oppressors, and the gray in between. You see people who see nothing wrong with keeping their mouth shut when they see someone else assaulted in the alleyway, just because they don't have the power to do anything about it.
Right. So, do I want to be one of the masses or not? Basically.
No. Do you want to be the shepherd amongst the sheep or the wolf amongst the sheep? Those are the two choices.
Okay.
Sheep was not on the menu.
Right. Okay.
Although I do like sheep. Anyway. Mutton.
Lamb. Sorry. Okay. My experiences up to this point, being a paladin for the people, has not been enough. Not only have I not been powerful enough, but it's the people, because of my condition, despise me. While I will still oversee them, I think the wolf choice would be more appropriate.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as you make that decision, your senses return to you. And you are once again standing in a cave. However, this cave is wrong. There's no unusual celestial energy over here. There's no life over here. Still looks like a cave. The cavern that is around you, is solid, dull steel. The river, instead of being made of water, oil, or whatever else, is just shards of glass, and it is still pouring. It is still flowing. There's still glass falls and glass fountains, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
And after a moment's notice, you realize that there are something that should be called flora around here, except they're not living in any definition of the word you know of. They're composed of bits of cloth of very vibrant and different colors and patterns that have been sewn together haphazardly in the facsimilation of plants.
Okay.
And as you're standing out there taking in these new sights and trying to figure out what the hell this means in your mind, you realize that you have another choice. Now, this choice I already gave third. Would you like me to repeat myself?
Okay, so it's the same choices?
Basically.
Okay.
It will manifest differently.
So it was nuke power,
A
stat
cooldown,
boost,
or a permanent stat boost, yeah. A daily and per encounter or a permanent would be a very mundane way to put it. Since, who needs flavor, right? I'm going to go ahead and add, real quick, as with third, you see an avatar, basically, of yourself, looking just like you. The avatar of you that has the cooldown, the form, does not look actually all that different, other than the fact that there is this faintly gray glow around him. And as you see him, you see people fleeing in terror before him, running away, screaming.
Okay.
And then you see him turn and whirl upon Zeiss. No, who would Guido hate most? I don't know, because Guido doesn't actually have a lot of reason to hate Carolyn. You turn and see Araguna. Except Araguna is like 20 feet tall and screaming, and there's fire coming out of his mouth. And you reach out, and literal shards of glass erupt from your arm and lunge out towards him and encircle him. And as you clench... I can't clench the hand. As you clench... yes, the glass retracts around him and slices him to bloody ribbons.
Yucky.
Okay, that's impressive.
And, but then when you notice the passive ability, you notice that there is a, shall we say, as he turns, you see an image of you walking amongst the cities, and people are speaking in hushed tones upon viewing you and shying away from you. And you hear whispers of a word, but you can't tell what it is. But it is repeated over and over.
Really tempted to take the stat boost, but that hushed tones thing definitely is intriguing. You know what? Story-wise, I like that. Let's whatever that is. Let's go with that.
The last one?
No, well, the hushed tones.
That the last thing I said in my flavor. So that would be the permanent stat boost.
Oh.
A permanent alteration to your soul's makeup, if I were to put it in such terms.
Okay. So,
Now
okay,
you've made him regret picking that one.
Well, so you were saying the glass shooting out and cutting Araguna to ribbons.
That's the ability.
That's the ability. And
the first thing, where you looked like yourself but with a darkened aura as people were screaming and running before you, was the cooldown. The daily.
That's shadow form.
And the last thing is the stat boost.
Oh, shadow form. Okay. I forgot about the shadow form being the thing. Okay. See, now I'm torn between the glass shards thing and the stat boost. Damn it! Decisions.
And as you sit there debating, you realize that you're waking up and must choose now, quickly. There's a ticking clock. It's literally a ticking clock. It's just hovering there in front of you. I'm kidding.
And it just kind of floats around your head going... Tick, tock, tick.
And it starts
I'm
melting. You have an
imagining
idea for
the,
really good painting.
No. Then it starts humming. Do, 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 do.
What's
I should move this.
Who was the artist that did the melted
Dolly.
clocks? Dolly?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was a different name. Anyway, I was imagining his melted clock, floating around.
While humming the Jeopardy theme.
Well, okay.
It's very important.
Okay.
You're just simmering.
Stab boost. Screw it.
Okay. Okay. Stat boost. Now, literally the instant you realize you pick that, you awaken.
And your stat is suddenly boosted.
You're in... I'll tell you guys the mechanic stuff in just a little bit. So if you'll forgive me for getting the scene across first.
Okay.
You awaken in a bed, and the very first thing you notice is that it is obviously a Lugian-sized bed. Which by itself is unusual. The last few weeks, you've been kind of... whenever you lay to sleep in an inn. And very comfortable, very well attended, being messaged on Skype again. So there's a level throw pillow, nice blankets, it's kind of warm, you hear some birds chippering out the air outside, and it is apparently sometime in the morning based on how the light is coming in through the window. Snarg, basically repeat what I just said, except for you. Both of you in separate rooms, by the way.
You are not in a Lugian-sized bed. You're in a Knoll-sized bed.
No, you're in a human-sized bed. Or elf-sized bed, or whatever, standard. So you're a little squished in there.
Knoll-sized beds?
Gnolls do.
Ah.
Yeah, it's called breaking up a human bed and kind of laying it around.
Adding an extension in.
Making a nest out of it, actually. You ever seen the episode Tombs of X-Files? Good, it's really gross. He makes his nest out of that and his own bile.
That's not how gnolls work. This is...
No, it isn't.
It's your world, but that's canon as far as I'm concerned. No. Look around the room. What's this furnishing like?
Well, the first thing you notice is that it's all wooden floors, wooden ceiling, wooden walls, a deep mahogany, it appears to be. And there's a fair number of little knickknacks here or there. It seems rather well appointed and rather well kept. Forgive me for not going into extravagant detail, because I can't just hook my brain up to the internet, but it looks like something out of the frickin' Hobbit. How's that?
Okay.
Except not Hobbit-sized.
Right.
There's tons of little bowls and pots and knickknacks.
Right. You said there was sunlight streaming in, yes?
There is. Over from that window.
Go over in the window and look.
All right, as you get up, roll fortitude.
Oh, okay. Will endurance help with this at all?
Nope.
Okay. 20... I'm sorry, 30.
Okay, that will do
Someone.
it. Guido, are you going to try and get up?
Sure.
You got this. Now, Guido, I can actually explain your stat boost really simply.
Okay.
Plus
'Cause-
something.
Well, no, it's about to be relevant. As of right now, and until I say otherwise, you get to add a d4 to every single roll you do, of any kind. That can include an action point, in addition to the skill you're action pointing, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
In other words, every dice, every individual roll, I should say, not every individual dice, every individual roll you do can add a d4 to it. You don't have to,
Okay.
but you may, to use the Magic the Gathering term.
So he can have a natural 24 at this point in time.
Yes, he can. We
All
call
right.
that a mega crit.
It does mega damage.
It does, and that's when their potty pieces go flying, and one of them turns into a turkey leg. And
I did 1 point of mega damage. It was a laser scalpel.
so what'd you get?
Start calling you Glitter Boy. 31.
31, okay, that is also sufficient. Both of you get up. As you get up, both of you notice that you are still very weak, physically. And it's just like, whoa. And it really is, I stress weak, not sick, not ill. It's just you feel like you're completely drained of energy.
Okay.
Be steady. Both of you, you steady yourselves. You're like, okay. Okay. And you
It's still
able
spinning a little bit. but-
yeah, we're all still saying you might have to take a few steps here. Like, okay, make your way over to the window.
That Kool-Aid.
Push open the window here. Oh, yeah! Oh, sorry. I don't know what I just knocked over. Oh, it's that. Okay,
She
that's...
just went through the wall.
I keep debating if I'm ever going to give any players an ability called "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so you...
I think I'm muted.
No,
There
you're
you
there.
muted.
We can hear
Okay.
you. We can hear you. You don't say it quite right. You got to do it like, "Oh yeah."
No, he used to do it differently depending on what
That's true.
was going on in the commercial.
I prefer that version though. Oh yeah. Anyways, window. There are in fact birds flying around. And you are at a place I'm going to try to describe verbally. Our viewers can see it. They're here.
You could just link us the picture.
Oh, fine. God, if you want. This isn't perfect, but this is close enough that I'm going to go with it. As soon as I figure out which window is yours. Bzz. There we go. Bzz.
Right.
Image. Oh, pretty. I'm
No,
not
you-
there. Sad face.
So, you hear the water, obviously, from the many, many waterfalls as you're on this city, which is actually, you can't tell, but it is floating. It's not, some of the water is obviously pouring into and onto it, but the earth itself is not coming out of the ground. It is just floating out here, okay? And that is kind of important. Actually, if I was to rewrite this a little bit, there would be more chunks of land you see floating out here and there, kind of like Nagrand, if I was just to use an easy reference.
Okay.
And there are structures built on that as well. As you look out, you notice most of the things appear to be built out of that same kind of white material, which you can roll awareness to determine if you would like to figure out what it is exactly.
Okay.
And I would like you to roll awareness. So roll awareness.
Couldn't Snark
nice.
roll knowledge survival to see if he'd ever encountered it before?
Nope. Snarg is way too stupid to figure out that.
Oh.
29.
29.
33.
Is that plus the 4?
It is.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 15 plus 4, and then plus
See,
10.
Guido, the whole reason Guido picked the permanent stat boost is because he knew you were going to give him a plus D4 to all of his dice rolls. That's actually his stat boost, is that D4, because all his dice are so bad.
Well, yeah. Of course, I haven't leveled my skills yet, but I'll deal with that later.
Both of you can tell. I'm going to need a knowledge roll in a second if you want to roll that. Knowledge... I'll allow knowledge engineering or knowledge arcana. But anyways, while you guys are rolling that, the whole of the area is made of this really solid white marble. It looks like marble, but if you look at it for a moment, since you rolled well enough, you can tell it isn't. It is some kind of substance that has been made to appear like marble. And as you look out, you realize that the outside of the room you're in looks like marble, even though if you look at the inside, it's mahogany. Which is kind of unusual. And there's some noises outside, sounds of people and that kind of thing, and birds and beasts just kind of wandering around. Look, it sounds pretty peaceful, all things considered. And knowledge roll.
Engineering.
Pick.
Engineering 23.
23. That's enough that you have... Okay. Both of you recognize something in the walls, and it's basically like an adornment. It is built into the wood at points, like there's just a chunk of it here and a chunk of it here. It's always stylized, like in some kind of a really large gemstone, or some kind of statuesque looking thing, or an emblem, or a seal. It's all over the place. Snarg, you have no idea what that is. Guido, you think you've heard about someone talking about a substance like that before. But that's all you get with your knowledge roll.
Okay.
But the mere fact that it is that rare is just kind of... And Snarg, you obviously recognize that you don't recognize it, which is significant in its own right.
Right. Are there any inhabitants that I can see? In
Mere moments later, someone rushes in and says, "Oh my god, you're awake. Oh, I'm so sorry, I hadn't realized you'd woken." This is to Snarg, specifically.
Oh, who is this?
It's a... gnome.
A gnome. Oh,
Yes. Excuse
Are
me, I
we
didn't
in
realize...
the same room?
No.
Okay.
That's why I specified.
Okay. Just double checking. Thank you.
So, oh my god, I didn't realize you were awake already, or I would have sent someone to help. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Any food? We can get you some medicine. Are you feeling right? You look a little dizzy, sir. You okay?
well, kind of turn around, hobble a little bit.
Oh my goodness, here. No,
Yeah.
wait. Here. Let me help you, sir. Let me help you.
I'll be fine.
Let me just...
Where am I?
Oh, no worries.
Who are you?
My name is looking my name up.
Oh, that is a powerful family name.
It is. No, his name... Damn it, I thought the gnomes were on this page. Ah, I'll just maximize this. Ah,
The gnomes are always right.
they are, apparently. No, not ogres. No, not goblins. Where the hell are gnomes?
My name is Killsplat. Wait a minute.
What? Oh, okay, here we go. My name is Steam Crank.
All right, Steam Crank.
I'm going to go ahead and point it out because you're probably not catching it because I didn't present that properly. He intentionally gives no clan name.
I thought gnome was it okay.
Gnomes
Which ones
have
are the ones
clans.
that don't have?
He also
Mites.
intentionally gave no
Mites,
location.
okay.
He also did that.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care at this point, so I'm like, okay. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Of course I can. We're going to get you breakfast. Come along, sir. We'll help you out. Come with me. Come.
Oh.
Wait.
To go under the door.
Maybe you should get properly dressed first, sir.
Oh. All right.
You're not, like, completely new, but you're in your jammies, basically.
All right, hang on. This will be a few minutes.
Do gnomes wear jammies? Or
No, but-
gnolls?
Yes, they do. As of now, forever. Meanwhile, Guido.
See, I kind of figured he'd have like this loincloth thing.
Nope. He's got full on. Guido,
Okay,
as you're...
I'm now picturing a
They're-
gnoll
they're
in
actually-
like plaid button down with the collar and everything and the pocket.
They're actually gnome pajamas. They're just from the plus size section.
Yeah,
The really plus size.
Plus,
there are some
plus.
gnomes that kind of... Guido,
Yes.
your door swings open, and you see a Lugian woman walk in. And she looks like
An
she's
attractive Lugian woman.
actually, yes. She is very attractive, all things considered, very well shaped, and she's... I love how clinical I said that. Her shape is very well done. She walks in, and she is obviously dressed in some kind of servant outfits. By the way, so is the gnome. And she is actually so distracted as she's tending the room that it actually takes her like 5 seconds to realize you're up, and then she goes, I'm terribly sorry. You're in your jammies too, by the way. I'm terribly sorry.
Same plaid jammies, Lugian sized this
Lugian
time.
sized this time. They fit a lot better than Snarg's. I didn't realize you were up, sir. I'm terribly sorry for the interruption. Do you require
So-
anything? Food? Drink?
Before we get to that, as soon as she entered, I would have been trying to grab my sword because
It's not there.
Okay, I'm looking for anything I can use to defend myself. Chair, dresser, something that I can,
Oh, I just
Improvised club.
pictured Guido turning around and picking up the end table. And she turns around and sees him, and he's just brandishing this end table above his head.
So, Guido, you're holding this end table.
Sure.
And the woman does not appear frightened at all. She just says exactly what I said. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I totally forgot to get you. I didn't realize you were awake, sir. Do you require food or drink?
Yes.
Excellent. I can prepare the bathing services if you require them, or would you prefer to bathe alone?
Yes.
As you wish, sir. We will respect your privacy. Hang on just a moment, and she goes back and she pulls out from like a little thing these some towels here, and then the thing, and she gives you a little basket which has some like scented lotions in it and stuff. Here you go, sir. So terribly sorry again, and she leaves and closes the door.
Is there a bathroom?
Yeah, it's right over there. Meanwhile,
I'll go draw a bath.
Is
The-
it a Lugian-sized tub?
yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Snarg.
I just thought of a very important question. They take
Okay.
off my jaw piece.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to stay true to what's going on. Yes, they did.
And I'm assuming all the weapons and stuff are gone. Anything? remote-
Your gear is gone.
Oh.
I'll just say it in simple terms.
Okay. So it's just clothing, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clothing it was not yours. Whatever you're wearing was not something you owned.
So we'll get dressed, and yes, you got you got my stuff.
Wait, you have to say it in Snarg's voice.
This is going to be a lot harder to do live. You ain't be stashing my stuff around here, huh? Huh?
What he says in relation to this is, well, we got some Taladar surf and turf. We got whiptail chowder. Oh, we've got some deep fried basilisk. Would you like some, sir? It's really good. I cook it myself sometimes. Depends on the thing. I'm not the cook tonight. We actually got Ace Moria is actually the one doing the cooking right now, but she'll be fine. And you recognize that that's actually a Lugian name, which I'm just going to mention to you here because you would recognize that. And we've also got some Black Rock barbecue. It sounds really good. Yes, cook it over some charcoal and some. Yeah, I'll come out here. Come here, sir. Come here.
Yeah, maybe you wanted to be getting me my translator sometime soon, huh?
Here, sit, my friend. Here you go. He sits you at a table. Wood, by the way. The hallway is wood. This new room is wood. That's going to be important later. That's why I keep emphasizing it.
Okay.
And here, let me have the feast of blood. No, wait. I know what you want. You want thick cut bacon, nothing else. Am I right?
That sounded fun.
Ah, thick cut bacon with perpetual leftovers. Wait. Oh, never mind. I'll just get you the rest of it. Meanwhile, Guido, you have just had a rather nice bath. These facilities are great. When you leave the restroom, you notice that a table has been, at some point, brought in and placed there, and upon it is a small selection of breakfast foods. There's some noodles and some juices, cans of juice, a bloodberry tart, you know, that kind of a thing. That's some eggs. And some crispy fried scorpions. And one candied apple. And some mango ice. And some hot papaya milk.
And a cupcake, just for shits and giggles.
Helps if I unmute myself. Yeah, I will.
So I kind of kept going. I was like, and then there's this, and then there's this. Sorry.
I dig in. I'm assuming I haven't really had any solid food since
A while.
who knows when.
Yeah, you're pretty hungry.
I'm right. So yeah, I'm trying to be polite. I'm not,
Okay.
scarfing it down, but I'm pretty sure I'm not holding back.
Okay. Snarg, you're also pretty hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And that arrives with some seasoned palm fruit slices, some spiced blossom soup, some peanut pork chops, and some nutty brew buns.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Is there anything else I can get you? I got tons of stuff. No worries, no problem.
Mm. Well, after this, maybe you want to give me some information, maybe?
Information?
Maybe you want to be giving me my translator back, too.
Your what? Sorry, I don't...
This thing.
He looks at you for a second with a look of utter confusion. And then he just gives up and he walks off.
It's big and metal.
Sir, I don't want to know what you're doing in the bedroom. It's not my business. It's not my priority. And then he leaves. Guido, you have finished your meal.
Okay.
Literally, as soon as you finish it, the door opens. The woman comes in, and same Lugian woman. She is silently cleaning your plate and getting the dishes ready to take away.
Was there a knife?
The moment...
Oh,
sorry.
Any silverware with the...
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm going to try and stash a knife from the silverware.
I'm going to make you roll deftness.
Plus D4.
Plus D4.
Okay. Having no points in it, it's not a class skill.
No armor check penalty right now, though.
That's true.
It's true.
It's your dexterity plus a D4.
Yeah. There's actually a real chance now.
Oh my god.
11.
Woo!
You could roll low on perception.
I rolled a 7, plus 3 on the D4, plus 1.
As she's gathering the things up, she pauses for just a second and frowns, like she's confused about something. And then she shrugs it off and she just takes the things and, without a word, leaves.
Okay.
Guido vanishes.
Wife was asking me a question.
Oh, tell him what it is. Come on.
Did you want me to roll for you? I might.
But you now have 1 silver knife.
Okay.
You're well skilled enough in minoring things to know that this is solid silver. It's also unusual. Most people don't use solid silver instruments.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Brother.
Z explodes. Now,
Brother.
what?
Can I disappear for like 5 minutes to go get me something to eat and to run you up some pizza?
I don't need any pizza. I'm actually quite full, thank you. But go ahead.
Okay.
Unless these two are going to go looking for you anytime soon. Because they're going to find you pretty quickly.
Well, that was what I was going to do next.
Can
Go get your pizza, I'll
retcon
stall.
it and eat your dinner slower?
Yeah, go get your pizza, whatever, I'll stall.
I'm not eating pizza. I'll
Or
be back.
whatever you're eating.
Anyways. So,
See you in 5 minutes.
I'm going to timer. Speed run it. Snarg, you have finished your meal, and you are now sitting in the dining room of wood, alone. The more I picture, the more I'm picturing Bilbo's house in The Hobbit without even meaning to. You're just sitting there by yourself. Bigger, of course. Lots more space. In fact, so much more space that as you look around, you realize that this place is taller and wider than it normally would be. Almost Lugian-sized, one might say.
Hmm. That's been reminding me. I'm assuming the gnome is back in here.
No, he's not. You're alone.
Oh, okay. Well, as soon as I finish the meal, I'll get up. And go try to open or go through one of the doors that I have not been through.
There's only one.
Oh. Choice is obvious then.
Okay. You open it up, and you're looking into a massive kitchen where they're cooking lots of food. And everyone looks up at you and says, "Would you like more, sir?"
Alright.
This is about the
Alright.
point at which that you're starting to notice that these people are acting just a bit weird in the sense that they look like they're afraid of you. Not like terrified, not like, oh my god, but they're definitely trying to keep you happy, and the mere fact that you might be up and about right now indicates that you're unhappy, and that worries them.
Oh. I look down at myself. I look okay? I didn't get some horrible facial scar?
Is there anything else we can do for you, sir? Honest,
No.
We can get you some more papaya milk. We have some Mushan soup noodles, a red bean button.
Yeah, I was being good. I'm just looking for a guy.
A guy. Oh, a
Lugian.
guy. A Lugian with a knoll?
Yeah. Yeah. What you be making that face for? Is it about this tall? It's being this wide.
He's in room
And-
1A.
Ah.
Down
Maybe
the
you'd be
hall.
pointing me up that way.
It's
All right.
back the way you came. Down
Thank
the
you.
hall. To the right. First left. First on the
All right,
left.
thank you. We making some good bacon.
Thank you, I guess.
And turn around and that way.
Okay. They close the door behind you, hastily.
Mhm.
You notice there's one last thing of lemon flour pudding there.
Keep going down the hall.
Right. So after a bit, Guido, as you're approaching that door, actually, you see a Lugian woman leaving, carrying a fairly large load of dishes and whatnot. As she sees you, she tries really hard to give a formal bow, but fails completely. Says, "Oh, monsieur, I'm sorry, but sorry. I am happy to have you here. I hope you are enjoying your stay."
Yes. Where's this?
Excellent. Please continue. Your friend is just in that door. I'm sorry.
see.
And she's carrying all this stuff, so she just kind of excuses herself and keeps going.
All right. hobble up to the door. Great, are you in there?
Roll will.
Okay. Had to happen sometime.
You can blow cooldown to do this. No, don't do that.
Oh, yes. 26. Or not
Okay.
26. I'm sorry, 24. Math.
24 is not enough. I hate you, Guido, and I want you to die.
It's exactly what I say, but in a friendly manner.
I hate you, Guido, and I really want you to die.
Yes.
So you mental link to Guido, who is in the room you're outside of.
Knock, knock, knock. It's me. You're muted. You're muted.
You've been eating too much, sir.
Apparently, I double muted myself because I was muted on Skype too.
Oh, wow.
Useful that.
Super good.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the door, but I'm opening it so that I'm keeping the door between myself and Snarg.
Okay.
Basically, you know, shield, and then that way, if there's anyone behind him, I can, of course, if he's mental linked to me, then I would know that he's alone. So I'm more concerned about someone else behind him that he's not aware of.
Okay. So you do that. First thing you notice is that he is basically in the exact same clothing you are. Doesn't quite
Okay.
fit him because he's a gnoll, so
Yeah,
it kind of
he's-
hangs on him a bit.
And those feet are kind of like...
Yeah. But he's there, and that's all he's wearing is that. Doesn't have his jaw.
I ain't knowing where we are.
You gotta do more tongue action.
Well, he doesn't drool if he doesn't... Yeah. Hey, did you find out anything? No.
I
I ain't got my stuff. So you ain't either. Here,
I have
let's-
no idea where my
let's
gear
close
is.
the door. Walk in.
Oh, you? I thought you meant while you were still outside. Here, let's close the door.
Where?
I'll give a brief overview of that engineering thing.
Okay.
You know, the rarity and everything.
Since you're pointing it out, I will allow Snarg to do just a d20 with your int added to see if you've ever heard of this. Because
Okay.
there is an extremely small chance you have, so it's just going to be a flat d20.
Not likely. Only an 8.
Nope. I was going to need a 15 for this. Okay, so... No idea. It's
I
all
ain't
over the
heard-
place. Now that
I
it's
ain't heard of it.
pointed out to you, you noticed it was out in the kitchen dining area, too. Some of the goblets and plates were made of it, whatever it is. It's very clear, kind of crystalline-looking structure, and when you look at it, it tends to reflect different colors at different times. Sometimes a really deep rose red, sometimes it switches to like a lavender, sometimes it goes to blue and green, and just kind of cycles and rotates around different colors.
Yeah. Weird kind of place. They don't seem to want to be telling us where we are. My servant ain't even got a clan name. Not that I care, but something. You be having any idea where we are?
No, the maid wouldn't really talk to me. Of course, I wasn't expecting her to. I'm surprised that she didn't try and attack me on sight.
No, I'm not that paranoid, but I ain't knowing what's going on here. Let's see, he's not back yet. Well, maybe we should be-
I have a plan, so just role play.
Okay, maybe we should be looking around. These folks are playing nice, but I've been wanting to get my stuff back and go out and find Z. Although I ain't knowing where to start.
Yeah, I have
Here.
no idea what's going on. I mean, last thing I remember was laying down on the table in the
The facility.
and woke up here. So, have
So
you
you-
even seen Z since?
Mm-mm. So you don't remember anything that happened in the facility?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we go take a walk?
Lean on me.
Lean on.
Actually,
sorry.
before I go, I'll go up to him and go, ting, ting. I was hoping I'd be taller now. Oh well. Let's go. Hello.
As you are leaving, you head out, and you realize you have no idea where the exit is. Fortunately for you, a mite shows up. Young female mite. She's also in a almost identical outfit to the Lugian.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives a low bow and says, my lord, what can I do for you? Is there anything you have aught to require?
We'd like our gear.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't understand, sir.
Metal.
Metal? We don't have actually that much metal here, but I'm sure the masters would have no problem discussing the issue with you, if it is their purview, of course.
The masters?
The masters, yes. Now, perhaps you would like to take a walk? It's a very nice day out.
So we're just doing, right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
excellent. Why don't I show you the way out?
Lovely.
And she shows you down the hallway, and as you're walking, you notice pretty much as you leave, the wood, the wood inside stops, and outside is all coated in stone and granite. This fake granite marble substance, and there are actual entire statues of strong Wildstar-esque characters. Very exaggerated features is what I mean by that. Posed dramatically here or there. Some are warriors, and some are poets, and some are just figures of beauty, both male and female. All over the place, right? And the mite takes you outside, and then she walks with you a path for a moment and says, There's a parkway that way. You could see the falls if you go this way. I do recommend caution. Obviously, no harm will befall you if you fall off, but it would still probably most awkward, so I would recommend not trying.
All right.
Thank you, sirs. She bows and
People
walks
have
away.
tried to...
Nope, she's gone. There are several people walking about here.
What languages are they speaking?
Well, they're all speaking Undercommon. Or, to Guido, they're all speaking Common.
Ah.
Or, excuse me, Lugian. Now,
This,
hang on, just real quick. As you're standing out there, taking in the sunlight, it's probably about midday-ish, based on the thing. I already kind of gave you a picture. You're out towards one of the edges. As you see a woman approach, and it's Fear Seal.
what?
And she's just walking along, taking in the sights, and she's literally kind of doing this thing, looking around, and she sees you guys, and she's like, Snarg!
Yo!
Guido! Hey! Oh, my God. Well, no, here, I'll come to you, hang on. I'm a little, weary of the slaughter. But
The hell are we doing here? By the way, hi. We heard you went away.
When she
Yes.
walks up, I'll try and give her a gentle hug. Good
Oh.
to see you again.
Guido, oh my God, it's good to see you. You look different. You feel different. You all right?
I've been better.
Okay, just curious. Snarg, you look like you're on fire. You okay? Seriously, it's like like right now, it's everywhere. It's, oh my God, it's a good look. It looks really good on you. It like complements your fur. I love it. It's awesome.
To my vision, am I actually on fire?
No, you can elemental sight or elemental knowledge yourself if you want.
Sure. Since she says I'm on fire, stranger things have happened.
Not many, but
Oh, that's 29.
you are in fact on fire, but not literally. You're basically.
Is this similar to when Ricard infused one of Guido's hair with the element of light?
Yeah, actually, very similar. You're pretty much radiating elemental energy of fire right now.
Whoa, you ain't kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
It's a good look. It's a good look. I have been so worried about you too. Oh my God. Okay, I got so much to talk to you. Here, come walk with me. Walk with me. This
She's
place
not
is
going
great,
to ask where I am?
isn't it?
That's about to.
This place is
Hang on.
wonderful and awesome, and I have no care about Z.
Wait,
What's? No, I'm kidding.
Couple questions for you.
What? Here, walk with me. Walk with me.
You ain't seen Z around, have you?
Come on.
Yep.
She walks off. And she is walking very slowly to accommodate.
Mental
Now-
link. Since she created it. Have you seen Z?
Now, in her mind, she is, of course, going to say no. No idea where Zeus is. She hasn't seen her since she arrived here.
So she is here.
Fiona Seal has not seen Z, well, since she last saw Z, which was like 2 weeks ago at this point. Is that better? And Guido is muted again.
Since we departed the show, whatever town that was, I've got a note somewhere.
Since she went off to do her translating thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hebianto, I believe. Anyways, so she has. I know. I have no idea where Z is. I haven't, been able to reach her. But then again, I wasn't able to reach you two, which is really weird because I was scanning the whole area as soon as I got here, wherever this is. Beautiful place, but oh my god, give me the creeps. Just
They ain't
being
telling
here.
you where it is either.
No, nobody's talking to me. They keep telling me that if I want to get information, I'm going to have to talk to the masters. So, I'm just kind of been waiting. Really quick, though, Snarg, I got to show you something. This is really cool. Okay.
Hurry.
Check it out. Well, this is in mind speak still.
Oh, okay.
So Snarg, I got to go show you something that's really
Okay.
cool. I can actually alter your perceptions now. Check it out. Whoosh. And all of a sudden, you found yourself as if you're like all alone and no one's else around you, and you're just completely alone in the city.
I ain't liking that one.
And then everything comes back. She's like, "No, I'm sorry, it's okay, it's okay. I didn't want to like frighten you or anything. I could do much worse." But no, Rikarg has been helping me train, because ever since I was a little girl, I've always restrained my abilities, my mental abilities. I've never been actually practiced them. But he's been very helpful while I've been translating that damn orb. God, I hated that thing. Which I'm done with, by the way, so that's good to know. I've been, he's been letting me practice on it. I've been getting really good at, altering perception and changing what people think, that kind of a thing. It's really nice. So, did you get your augments? I mean, I'm guessing you did, because you're, like, on fire.
I guess you ain't heard what happened, have you?
Last I knew is I went to sleep last night. No, that's not true, isn't it? And she pauses as she thinks that. And she actually stops walking, too. And she thinks about it for a moment. And then she says out loud, "Last I remember was I was on the airship."
Airship. You weren't using
Yeah.
your translating there, was you?
No, of course not. That would be incredulous. What was I doing there?
Who was with you?
Lorerunner, of course. And the Olthoi.
He ain't here now, is he?
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Maybe
He's
we could be
eating.
Going to see him.
He's eating right now. He really likes the food here.
Mhm.
I don't blame him. It's really good. Have you tried their bacon?
Thick cut bacon.
Yes, they have it thick cut. It's like this thick. It's so good.
I tried some of it.
Oh my god! And they have these lemon tarts. Oh my god, it's incredible.
I know. Well, that was pudding. Never mind.
No, you need to try the tarts. I'll go get some tarts. Guido, do you want a tart?
Sure.
They're really good. Where did I write down the name of that ship?
The Skyclaw?
The Skyclaw?
The new name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Well, it was
Well-
the Peacemaker. Then it was something Romanian.
Well, it is Romanian for that. I can't remember
Spurka?
why. The Spurka, that is correct. God. Anyways, so I have too many notes. So, anyways, yeah. Last thing I remember. Oh, right. Last thing I remember is that I was on the Spurka because we'd finished the orb, and I was talking with our handler or whatever, criminal organizations, I swear, and he informed me you two weren't done yet with whatever you were doing. So, I decided to go ahead and just kind of chill for a bit. And as we were there, the Spurka showed up. And apparently the Olthoi had decided that now was the best time to follow through on the evacuate Visay and LaSalle plan. Now, because apparently they've been doing a few scans, and the occupation force is gone from Visay and LaSalle completely. There's nothing there anymore. Which is
Okay,
great.
Ezrin says hi.
And Kazrinthka says hello to all of you. She wanted me to glomp you. I'm afraid I'm not going to quite do that. I'll mentally glomp you. Here, hang on. There, okay.
It's probably going to hurt a lot less than doing it right now.
So, well, hang on. Let me do it much harder.
No, see, what she does is she alters
Oh,
your
yeah.
perceptions to
Oh, yeah,
give
there she
you
goes.
Kezrin's glomp.
Yeah, so suddenly-
Kezrin glomped fear to seal, but she
Oh, so
shares
I got
that
tackled
memory
by
with
an
you, only
Ulfoy.
your fear
Yes.
to seal.
So now you have the full mental, physical sensation of being glumped by an Ulfoy worker. Both of you.
Wow.
That's disturbing.
So, anyways, Kazrinthka wanted to say hello. She's happy, that everyone's doing all right. She's worried about Rory and Hagade and Zeiss, but I don't have any word on them, other than the whole trial thing, but I don't know any details about that yet. And so we went to Visay in the cell, and people are stupid, and I hate them. They're stupid. Nobody wants to leave. They're all like,
Why?
I mean, there's people who are like, oh, they're gone now. Threat's over. And then there's some people who are like, well, this is my home. I'm not leaving my home. And some people are like, oh, we could take them if they got back. We're waiting for the right time to rebel. And people are just stupid. I got a few people to leave the island, but literally it's like a couple hundred out of the I don't know how many millions, excuse me. So nobody wanted to leave. So whatever, we got them and we took them. I didn't really have a place to put them. The Ulfoy suggested we leave them in the show territories, someplace where they could make a new life for themselves, because everywhere else is at war or in danger. So whatever, they've got their own thing going on now. But that's the last thing I remember is we were going to do that, and then I woke up in this really comfortable bed. Kind of a little big for me, though. It was more like your size, Guido.
Okay.
And trying to think, I can't remember anything else. I literally don't remember what the transition was.
That ain't good. I don't remember getting here either.
Meanwhile, as you've been walking along, you have made it to one of the little other buildings, which is made, unlike most of the other buildings nearby, it is made of, it's rounded in its style, in its architectural style. And Guido, without even rolling, as you're looking at it, you realize this is actually very gnomish in architectural style.
Okay.
And so you enter, and it's a little harder to get in, because...
It's shorter.
Yeah. And there's Ricard with his giant alligator jaw, just shoving... He's actually doing this.
Dignified.
Oh, this is wonderful food. Ah, Monsieur Snag, Monsieur Guido. Excuse me, of Granite Holm, of Wildpaw. It is wonderful to see you both. I trust you are well.
I've been better.
Wonderful place, isn't it, even though we're prisoners here, apparently.
I was getting the same feeling. You ain't
Yeah,
know
I
where
was
this
starting
is, do you?
I've never heard of it, other than the Aetherite all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Aetherite?
The weird stuff.
Yes, there's weird stuff all over the place. There's some weird stuff right in front of me. No, I'm just messing with you. I am curious why they have so much soulstone here, but I guess it doesn't matter. Are we ready to try and discover the fourth and missing member of our party?
I was going to ask you that same thing.
Why me?
Because they ain't got an idea where she is.
I don't either, admittedly. However, it would behoove us to check the other residencies.
Mm-hmm. You think they'll let us in?
Well, if they don't, then we're screwed, because we have no firepower.
Do
No,
you
it's
have
okay.
any mana?
I do not.
Oh,
Roll deception.
actually, that's an important question. Did we regain our mana?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. So... Go ahead.
I'm wondering why we have mana, but he doesn't.
I don't know, he says in character. It's strange. I mean, here, look, and he does some fizzling spells. Like, look, nothing's happening. I tried to float myself first thing to see if I could... Because, I don't know if you noticed, but this whole island is just kind of floating out here. And there's a few other islands down below, and I wanted to go, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
You ain't,
the lady caught me before I plummeted too far.
You ain't talked to the masters they were talking about, eh?
No, I have no idea who they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Meanwhile, Z,
Okay, one thing. If I am not unconscious, I will have actively tried to teleport.
Excellent. You just woke up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I wake up, or is there anyone else around me?
There are thousands of people around you chanting, Kalima! Kalima! Kalima!
Then someone comes in,
Teleport.
his theme music starts playing, which is...
Da, 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 da. No, so what actually happens
Teleport.
is you're in a very large, obviously Lugian-sized, comfortable bed. Completely by yourself. In a room that is well appointed. I've kind of described this all already. It's not really that different. As per usual, everything is wooden. Wood floors, wood ceiling, wood walls. A birch wood, by the way.
I am going to very quietly get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Inspect my surroundings. Are there any windows in this room? How many doors?
There's one door and 3 windows, and 1 bathroom with a Lugian-sized tub.
No doors leading out of the bathroom?
No, it's just got like a...
It's an ensuite.
Yeah.
Go over to the windows. Are the
Hold up.
windows...
Roll fortitude. D20 plus your fortitude.
I was looking for my dice box. I had to hide it to get it out of Jaina's reach.
I was gonna say, check the little one. She might have it.
Yeah.
Well,
I swear I'm not flipping you off, viewers. I just can't flex this finger down very well.
Yeah, what'd you do anyway?
I killed myself, but when I came back, I didn't come back in one piece. So
Okay. Frankenstein. Got it.
yeah. This is someone else's finger. It's still kind of attaching there.
that is a 9.
9. Okay. Punk.
Okay, I'm gonna get up.
Roll it again.
That was a 10.
Punk.
That was a 10.
You're like struggling, like no.
Oh, okay, I
can do
got a
this.
19.
Oh, and finally, you're laying there on the floor, and you look up at the ceiling, and you're like, "This is stupid. I can do this. I have the power of Grayskull." And you stand up and
And I walk over to the window.
very slowly, very cautiously, one might say. You look out, and you see what I've already described and already shown a picture of.
And I can knowledge what to be able to recognize the stuff.
Engineering, or possibly Arcana. The DC is huge, either way.
Oh, well. That is a 23.
All right, that will be enough to let you know that you think you've heard some people talk about that before, whatever it is.
Good people, bad people?
It's something that in very recent years, as in within the last 2 years, was being trafficked at ridiculously high prices within the undermarket.
Got it.
Like a single piece was selling for multiple platinum.
Does the window open?
Yeah.
I'm going out the window. What do I gotta roll? Ice cream!
You have to
I
roll your.
wasn't aware that was a number on a die.
You have to make your ice
It
cream
is.
roll. If you
It's actually a
fail,
12, to be specific.
Well, I have a $5 bill, and I can run out there and catch the ice cream man right now.
don't
Or I
do
could
it.
just go get it in the freezer and get sherbet.
I did get you sherbet.
Yeah. Okay,
So-
so what am I rolling?
First, fortitude.
That is an 11.
All right, that means your DC is going to be higher on the next roll. Next, we're going to go flat. We'll go ahead and actually make you do acrobatics.
Gee, thanks. Okay, that's a 14.
Okay, so you fail at that. Now here's the thing: you may roll an athletics roll to try and recover this at all.
That is a 24.
All right, you're managed to so you're like oh god, and like a wave of fatigue hits you, and you're like, oh god, whatever, and you tumble in, and you hit your head on the windowsill really hard, and you're like, ugh! But then as you're recoiling, you grab it, and you catch yourself, and you manage to stand yourself back up, and you're still, you've moved like 2 inches.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to open the window again.
The window's still open.
Oh,
You
the
cut
window was
yourself-
open in the first place?
Yeah, you opened it.
Oh, well, I'm going to attempt to go out the window again.
Okay. This time you think you can do a running start of it and just do an athletics roll.
I'm failing at getting out the window. I'm going to concentrate rather hard on a spot outside the window,
Okay.
near the ground,
Okay.
and teleport there.
Bzz, you're there. Not even a roll.
Okay.
Everyone sees you and goes,
Well, I wouldn't have teleported if there were people there.
no, I know. So you're outside now.
Okay, it wasn't a 1.
Now would you like to do, Z, in your garden of the floating island?
I'm in pajamas, aren't I?
Lugian pajamas.
I'm going
They
to take
fit
the pants off
fantastic.
because they don't fit.
Okay, you suddenly have them back on.
Well, no, if I'm wearing Lugian clothes, the shirt's going to go all the way down to my knees.
Well, no, it's been like you have like a belt thing going on, and it's like tied around you to keep it on you. You also have a robe on. The robe is a gnome robe, though, so it's kind of like a
That's small.
jacket.
You're actually walking around.
It's actually a Chua robe.
No,
Would-
legitimately, in character, Z would ditch the pants. They're trailing the ground. She's still decent.
Fine.
I'm going to be attempting to avoid people.
Okay, that's flat impossible. There's people everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to... I want to blend in, so I'm going to minus my pants. Because they were just in the way. Oh, well, I suppose... Okay, never mind. Since you're so against me losing the pants, I'm going to rip off, like, the bottom 3 feet. Or however many, in order to make them... Am I adult form?
Yes.
Was I adult form?
I don't remember.
Yes.
It almost doesn't matter.
I know it almost doesn't matter, but I was curious for recognition purposes because that would have had to have meant that somehow either what happened when I went to sleep or me coming here translated me back into whatever form. But if I was adult beforehand, I won't even think about it.
Yeah, you were adult beforehand.
Okay, so rip off however much in order so that they are the right length.
Okay, so you spend like 10 minutes. I'm kidding, it only takes like 2 minutes.
And then I am going to head toward the edge of the island.
Okay, now you have, if you want to blend in, you're going to have to roll deception to do so. I know, right?
So I rolled a 4, but my deception is 34.
Okay.
So that's a 38.
So you're pretty decent, even though you're doing a decent job of blending in. In fact, you're pretty impressed with the job you're doing of blending in, which makes it weird because everyone recognizes you and says, "Oh, Miss Zariel, I do hope you're doing well. Is there anything you require? Food, drink?" And several other servants approach you. All of the people, just to make this clear in case I haven't yet, so far you have not seen anyone that is not a gnome, a mite, or a Lugian.
And I'm assuming they're all wearing servant's garb. None of them have on
Yes.
pajamas.
Correct. And so, they're like, is there anything I can get for you, madame? Is there anything you require? I
Well, I'm
apologize.
assuming Lugian women are far too large for it to be my size. Gnome women are probably far too small. How close do mites come in comparison to my size?
Even smaller.
Got it.
That's actually kind of a lie. Gnomes pretty much look like they do in WoW. A mite is that height, but correctly proportioned. Basically a miniature person who happens to have very long arms and very long fingers and is a fox.
Okay. I am not going to require anything of them.
As you wish, madam. Is there, perhaps we could give you a tour of the gardens, or maybe we could...
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Is there anything else that we can assist you with?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
As you prefer, madam. We will be right here if you need
Excuse
them.
me.
As you wish. And they just kind of follow behind you, about 10 feet behind. As proper servants would. They're not bothering you. They're not saying anything. They're just waiting patiently, walking behind you. And you've encountered servitude in this matter before.
I
so
would
you know what
like
they're
to use demoralize on them.
You took demoralize. You took demoralize. Oh my god. Hang on. Let me look up what that does.
Attempt to convince a target of the futility of their given actions, causing them to abandon it. Usable in and out of combat.
Well, pretty much all of these are a charisma opposer.
It actually doesn't say. The only one that says is persuade, which is a chaw. None of the rest of them say that.
It's a charisma modifier, so roll charisma. Charisma opposed, I should say. What'd you get? By the way, in case you didn't catch it, you can use your speech ability a number of times per day equal to your current charisma modifier.
Equal to my current level.
No. Charisma modifier. Speech abilities are unique abilities that the orator can use a number of days equal to their current charisma modifier. I'm looking at it right there.
Ah, okay. Well, my next point is going into Cha, because if I get 2 points, I'm getting 5.
Okay.
That is actually an 18.
Excellent. Wonderful usage of your ability. So that's 1 use per day. Mark it down somewhere.
Yeah. Oh,
Now, for flavor, what do you tell them? Because it's a vocal ability.
I am perfectly well enough to get along on my own. I'd like to explore them in peace and quiet, please. Go back to what you're doing. I don't need service.
Of course, madam, we're so terribly sorry. Please forgive us, please. We're so sorry. Oh my god. Zoom!
Are all of them gone? Awareness roll.
Only the ones that were following you, I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
There's still tons of servants all over the place, keeping the place
Do
clean and
more
nice.
come up to me as I am continuing?
Thousands of them. No.
Okay.
You have reached the edge. Meanwhile, Snarg and Guido, roll awareness.
Okay. Ooh.
I should roll it too. Twice, actually.
23. Unless it's a magical beast.
Well, technically.
So
22.
you get to add it.
All right. Funasil, as you four are talking about the situation, suddenly frowns and says, "Do you hear something?"
Do I?
No, of course you don't, because you rolled terrible. So she wanders out, opens the door, and she says, "See!" like at the top of her lungs. See!
Where?
Okay, I rolled a 7 on my awareness. Which is a 26.
Okay, because she's shouting, you hear her. Barely, admittedly. As you're walking along, you hear, "See!"
I am going to turn around. Is Fiona Seal in pajamas like me?
No, she is in full clothing. So is Ricard, by the way.
Does her clothing fit? Or is it Lugian sized?
Yes, it fits.
I'm going to turn around and go, "Someone get me clothes that fit! She has clothes that fit!"
What? Of course, the servants are like, well, you've demoralized the servants, so they're...
All the demoralized servants are gone. The servants that are surrounding me are no longer demoralized.
You're just... Begging your pardon, madam. We have no clothing fit for servitor races at the moment. I'm terribly sorry.
I'm going to go back to the edge of the island.
Fiona Hill's like, "See!"
I want off the crazy place, please.
That's not... No, look, there's more island down there.
I know.
Here, look, I'll show you what it looks like. And she gives you a mental image because she's already been out there. If there's this island here, then there's like more islands down here, and island up here, and island up here, and then there's another island further down. Stuff everywhere. I think I know where we are. Now that I've been looking around, I think I have an idea. Come here, Guido and Snarg are here.
How did we get here?
I have no idea.
Are you ready to leave?
Yes.
I'll be there in a moment.
Okay. So, she turns to Snarg and Guido's like, "I found Z.
Where?
Well, she's walking towards the edge of the island. I think she's going to try and jump off. And she says it real casual, like.
I didn't know this place isn't that bad.
It's horrible. It's a bad house.
Hang on. Stop.
Stark, and she'll actually. Well, here you go. She'll roll strength real quick. Not that she has much. I got a 21.
Oh, I guess I should. I got.
So when she go ahead.
Got a 26.
Okay, so she tries in vain. She's like being dragged along. Like, no,
Dragging her
Snort.
along.
Look, I already jumped off. It doesn't do anything. She'll be fine. Ugh. Damn it. Okay, here, Snarg, come back.
No, I figured out Fair and Seal from on the ground. All right.
Oh.
If you say so.
It's okay. She probably is just seeing what I already saw. You try to jump off, nothing really happens. It's weird.
Did she say when she was going to be here?
She said she'd be right back.
All right.
No, I was heading toward the room.
Oh, I apologize. I thought you were still going towards the island edge.
No, I said I'll be right there.
Suddenly Z is there.
I was assuming it was taking me a while to navigate through the hallways.
Furia Sill's like, oh, Z, by the way, Kezran Glomp.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that Kezran's good.
No, you actually suddenly you picture and feel a giant Kezran
Okay,
glomp you.
got it.
And without explanation.
When did you go see Kezran?
Oh, just I don't know how long ago. To me, it was today.
It was... Oh, by the way, what's the last thing I remember? Do I remember walking off and going to sleep?
Yes. But yeah, I and she repeats
Okay,
everything.
today is blah.
It should be the 17th, I think.
Okay, was my date before or after hers?
Before.
The last date that I have written down was Monday, March 17th.
That's when you... Well, okay, 18th is when you went to the facility. You got there the evening of the 18th. You left the facility in the mid-hours of that, so your last day would probably be the 18th, see. Her last day was the 20th, is what she says. So last day I remember, it was the 20th of March.
Do I remember the guy? The figure?
No.
Okay. I'm having some difficulty navigating these hallways. I am here.
Oh, here.
How do I get there?
Hang on, and she actually, like, gives you a bird's eye view.
Is there anyone in the hallway?
Of the area. Yeah. Tons of people everywhere.
Fine, I'll walk there.
Here, look,
Stomp,
bird's eye view.
stomp,
Bird's eye view.
Stomp, stomp,
Turn right.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Turn left.
Right. Stomp, stomp,
Shoot
stomp.
behind you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was remembering that scene in Man of Steel where the AI is guiding her perfectly through the room. Shoot that way. Turn left. Pause one moment. That's like the best scene in the whole movie. So you now arrive at this small little diner area with more servants, of course. Gnome design.
Can we find some place that doesn't have people and we can go home?
Place that doesn't have people? Seriously, I haven't seen anything like that. Have you guys?
No, actually, come to think of, are there any kids around here?
No.
Okay.
Well, there was no one in my room before I left.
That's true.
There's I don't know. This place is full of people. They picked a really weird language. Can't say I don't mind it, but
You
Oh, yeah, by
speak
the way-
Ian?
No, actually, Z, everyone has been talking in common.
Oh.
yeah, I don't
I
know
thought
It's
the
just
place
funny.
other than
Speaking in
the
Lugian.
in Stonehold. Where
Everyone
they
has
speak
been speaking in
Undercommon.
Lugian to Guido.
Oh.
Everyone is speaking in common to Z. Everyone is speaking in undercommon to Snarg.
Yeah, everyone here is really well educated. They're all speaking Lugian.
No, they're not.
Must be some weird dialect of Lugian.
And Fear Nacelle says, no, not they're speaking common.
All right.
Excuse me, you, come here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, ma'am? Is there anything I can get you? Maybe a strawberry tart or maybe a...
Rita,
Everyone...
what language is this?
It's Lugian.
Undercommon.
Yep.
I don't
So-
like this. Can we go
What
home now?
language? What language is Snarg speaking in, and what language is?
Am I hearing
Firnasi-
everything in common?
No. Well, or rather, yes, as far as everyone else goes. However, the three of you are speaking whatever languages you choose. I have been assuming that the standard is common.
Yep.
So, common.
That's
I'm going to switch. I'm going to now address the gnome or gnome
Yes.
in
What can I do
uncommon.
for you? Uh-huh. Is there anything I can do for you, ma'am? What would you like?
Guido, is he still speaking Lugian?
Yes.
Fear and Seal, is he still speaking common?
Yeah. Here, listen. Common, common, common.
Here, listen! Did he switch to undercommon for me when I switched?
No.
I'm
Yeah.
going to speak to him in Skittish. Try.
Oh, well, if you... What are you saying? I want to know what you're saying.
I'll take a strawberry tart, please.
One strawberry tart coming up right up. I'll be right back. Would you like any extra whipped cream with that?
Is he still speaking in common to me?
Yes.
I'm going to return in Serpent. Yes, I would love some whipped cream.
Absolutely. I'll be right back. Snarg, you hear the serpent part, obviously.
yeah. All right. Interesting. Still don't know where the hell you are.
Fiona says, I think we're in hell. I think we died.
No,
Wait, you speak
that's-
Serpent?
Yeah.
I'm going to
That would have
turn
been good
Guido.
to know like a year ago.
Yeah, we had this.
Turn-
We
I'm
had
going
this
to
guy
turn
named
to Guido and say,
Whisper.
of course I speak Serpent in Serpent. Then I'm also going to return and I'm going to speak fluent Skittish to him, Orcish, Undercommon, Common, and Elven.
And your mother.
Your mother is Orcish. your mother.
That's just the whole Orcish language.
Wait, say, there's one person we ain't heard from. Karg. How'd you end up here?
Huh? I thought you already told me. I was with the lady from
Ricard,
Seal.
what language are they speaking?
They're all speaking common.
What languages was I speaking?
You were speaking in common. Let's see if I can remember. Common, undercommon, skittish, orcish, serpent, and I think that's it.
Elven.
And elven. Last I checked. My skittish is a little rusty. I'd never actually been assigned to the Olthoi lands, to my great dismay. That's actually like the primo assignment for all lycanthropes amongst the Dericost.
So this.
I can't
Oh,
understand why.
do Karg and Fair and Seal have their gear?
No.
No.
But
Yes,
Fear Nasil and Ricard both have outfits that fit them, and were obviously custom tailored for them.
right. So, see, you don't got your gear, but where'd you get your clothing?
Oh, we woke up in these.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. It's really nice. It's this wonderful little silk. I think it's actually Lugian silk, if I'm not mistaken. Which you can tell because, you know, here, look, he grabs a knife and he tries to stab the silk, and it just won't cut.
No,
See? Lugian. It's wonderful stuff. Very comfortable, but...
ain't being that nice to us. I mean, look at this thing. Oops.
Well, I don't think they had anything your size.
And I'm going to turn to Snarg with my sleeves that are 3 feet too long.
Your
and
current
my
outfit is
hacked-off
appropriate.
pants, and say, and my tiny jacket of a coat, and say, "You think
Get in a fight?
you have it bad?"
Fearna says, I'm very sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we can ask the
You're
servant when he
Can
comes
I
back.
borrow your pants?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind some clothing, but maybe want to be
They'll fit
talking
me
to
better.
this leader or something, and getting the way out of here. Getting our
Snarg?
stuff back. What?
We have a way out. I'm desolate, and so is Guido. Are you ready to leave? As soon as we are, we'll find some place where there's less people and go, okay?
Well, hang on. I don't want to be leaving without my stuff. I mean,
I want gone. A little gold, a little gear. I can replace it.
there's some Garland stuff in there.
Garland stuff.
Snark still has that book, among
And
other
the sword.
things. And yeah. I can't remember all the specifics, but I know you've gotten a couple of trinkets. Hope you guys have been writing
Oh my
down as
god,
you
my
go.
Valsenball
Yes.
season pass is in there!
It is.
Yep, it is.
You! Where is my stuff?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know what you mean.
When did I arrive here? What day is today?
I
I'll stand behind him. Ka-dunk.
Oh my god! I'm flanked!
Yes, you are flamed.
I don't know what to make of this.
Maybe you want to be answering a question.
Seppuku!
So really quick, the pajamas that Z is wearing,
Yeah.
how difficult is it to tear the material?
Not difficult
You
at
don't
all.
poke your head behind the curtain and look
It's
at the
linen. Wow, really?
Yeah!
text.
I'm gonna have to edit that out now. Thanks, sis.
Why?
Because Guido just mooned us.
Really? I'm sorry.
You had plumber's crack.
Oh, I am really sorry.
I imagine you want me to edit that out.
Nothing I haven't seen before.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Okay.
with the oh right, you were saying something.
Right, tearing the material. So as
Super
Z is as Z is asking the
Eric.
gnome the what?
I'm interrogating him.
Right, yeah. You're interrogating the
Are you
gnome.
gonna Hulk out?
So I'm going to grab the edge of her sleeve that I'm assuming is all like rolled up
Yeah.
and pull it off her arm.
And the whole side is just gonna kind of fall off my shoulder.
Well, no, I imagine he's tearing it off.
So once it gets to, the normal length,
Yeah.
so you've got the, however many feet off her hand, I'll then grip there and tear.
You don't even have to do a strength roll. It is very shoddy material.
Okay. So I'll attempt to do this to both of her sleeves while she's interrogating him.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to be phased. It's just gonna be like.
And I will destroy you. So, what the hell did you ask him again? I don't actually remember. Oh yeah, where's
what
your
day
stuff?
is today? When did I
What day
get
is
here?
today? What day is today? I'm sorry. I actually have a note for that. You will have to give me one moment. Today is the 7th of leaf dawning, madam.
Where's my stuff?
I don't know.
When did I get here?
This morning, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't really tend the residencies.
When did they get here?
I don't know. I don't work at that facility.
Find me someone who does.
You would have to go back there.
Now, go get them.
No, they can't leave.
Please.
No, they can't leave there, and I can't leave here.
How do I get there?
Well, you do.
Excuse me. I'm going to stalk out of the room after he finishes directions.
Good evening, madam.
Where's my strawberry tart? I want it to go.
Of course, madam. Of course. Here you go, with lots of and the whipped cream. By the way, like here's the tart, here's the whipped cream.
I've got whipped cream.
Furnacel's like, would you like me to?
Yeah, just draw a smiley face on the side.
Yeah, just gotta do. So Z stalks out. It was really good, by the way.
I turn to Gnome and say, thanks.
Can I have another one? Send it with one of them.
I can't, but you can ask them when you get there.
Okay. Stop.
Furnacel's like, whatever, I guess I'll go after her.
Just follow her.
Hang on, I want to try something. And Furnacel's going to connect to Z's mind, and now Z, you're going to walk for a bit, and you're actually walking in circles, but you don't feel like you are. So you're literally walking in circles. Come on, guys, let's catch up really quick. Come on, while she's circling in circles. Come on.
Okay.
So now you're all caught up, and then she lets go of it, and you're all like right with her all of a sudden.
And now I'm walking straight again,
Yes, now you're once again.
and I
walking
don't
straight.
notice a difference.
Nope.
Oh.
Hi,
He says
Z.
this way.
Awesome. Let's go this way then. Quite a trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
It's just next door.
It actually is like I know you can't see the picture, but like you were over here and now you're going like over here. So okay, you get back to the residency area, and immediately servants rush up. Is there anything we can do for you, ma'am, sir, ma'am?
When did we get here? Where is our stuff? When did they get here? And I want a strawberry tart with whipped cream, please.
Strawberry tart with her. You got it. They rush off to make you a strawberry tart with whipped cream.
I was just trying to figure out where Z is on the screen.
She's to
point.
She's like, okay, this way, relative. Yeah.
She wants a tart.
I'm gonna go stomp off until I find somebody else.
Okay. You stomp off and you find someone else immediately. A Lugian woman who towers over you. Because she's Lugian.
When did we get here?
I am afraid I do not know, mademoiselle.
Where is our stuff?
Stuff?
The things we came with.
The things... Oh, they're back there in the room. They're just behind you? There's a Knoll and a Lugian, I believe. Very strapping-looking fellow. And of course...
Is she referring to my companions as my stuff?
Yes, she is.
No, but belongings, clothing, things that fit me. Oh. When did my sleeves get...
I don't know, but they did a terrible job.
May I have some clothes that fit, please?
I'm afraid not, ma'am. It would be terribly improper.
It would be improper for me to have clothing that fits. Would you rather me run around naked? Because I'm about done with this.
I'm afraid that would be equally unwise, madam.
Then I would suggest that you would find me some clothing that fits, please.
Of course, if you would just come to this direction right now.
Okay.
Roll deception. Oh, she's lying. She's super lying.
I'm actually going to go in that direction just to see what happens.
Okay, she leads you to another room, and she says, here, we will get you, and she actually takes your measurements.
And then she leaves.
And she leaves and locks the door.
Used to teleport.
To where?
Back outside.
You can't just ask us to unlock the door for you.
I was gonna say, they're still outside. Fiona still is out there, and there's this tart, and she's just looking at it like, no, it's hers. But, God, that looks so good.
Open.
We'll get another one.
Look at this tart. Look at this tart. Here, smell it.
I ate it.
Oh, the tarts. It's gone. Wow, that was quick.
Guido.
There's another tart.
The stupid lady locked me in the place.
No,
Get
listen,
the door
there's
open.
another tart over here, Z. Come back here, you don't understand. Hang on.
Disconnect from Fiona Seal.
You can't.
I've got a headache.
It doesn't work that way. She's the connection point.
But
she's like, okay. Yeah, here. Go figure that out. I'll be here. I'll be guarding your tart, okay?
Oh, by the way, brother, you need to tell me when I'm progressing up stages.
Okay. Not yet.
Have I progressed up? No? Okay.
Not yet. We're not at the next big thing yet.
Guido, are you going to come let me out?
I was just saying I was coming to the door.
Guido comes to the door. It's locked.
Okay. Like
When I say
physically
locked,
key locked?
I don't mean this. I mean this.
Okay.
There's a bar that is there, and it is bolted. The bolted.
Are the windows
things
open
are
in
about
this room?
thick. No, there's no windows in that room.
What is in this room?
It looks like a place where there's spools for, sewing and stuff. And there's this needle that's just calling your name.
Oh no. Is there a bed next to it?
Is
Yes.
there any cloth?
Actually, no, at the moment.
Okay.
So is there any way for me to unlock the door?
No. I mean, yes, there is. It's called... But that's about it. That I can think of. Unless you have a really good
knock.
deafness.
I'm right here. Just open the door.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're...
When I say knock, I'm trying to knock the door off the
Yeah,
hinge.
I know. Go ahead and roll strength. See if we can
Okay.
get this. It's just wood. Make sure to add the D4, so it's a 4. It's
So- The D4 doubled my roll. That makes it a 7.
Well, the door does splinter a little bit, and you hurt
Snarg.
your shoulder a lot.
What?
Can you help him, please?
Oh,
He's
okay.
pathetic for a Lugian. I'm still connected to you, by the way. Snarg, or Guido.
I rolled a 2. And then
hang
on
on.
the D4, I rolled a
Oh.
2.
I'll be right back, and I'll go over there and try to help open the door.
Roll strength.
Okay, 22.
Okay. You needed a 10, by the way?
Oh,
I was just gonna say, Sibri, can you roll for me?
Yeah,
Except
that
she's
was...
outside.
Yeah, so you literally just... You don't actually open it or knock it off its
oh
hinges.
yeah!
There's actually a snarg-shaped hole in the door now.
I chose the door.
So you're in there now.
I'm standing like on the other side of the door, like 2 inches from where you come through. By the way, Snarg.
All right, come on. Lift you through the door.
Fearness was like, wait. There was nobody in there, right?
There's not anymore.
Why don't we go ahead and... You know.
Okay. Snarg!
Why
Move,
not?
I'm climbing in.
So, after a few minutes, Fearnasil and Ricard show up. And Fearnasil does this for a second. Well, she doesn't actually do this, but she kind of looks around for a second. It's like, okay, we're clear. I don't sense any mines in the vicinity. So.
Where do we want to go?
I want my stuff.
I don't know where your stuff is.
Okay. Well, why don't we go?
Where were you at previously? Give me a picture. I don't Stop. Give me a picture.
No, that's all so bad.
We were outside of Showtown.
That's true. You're outside of Druidpur, excuse me.
Okay, someplace a little bit more remote than that. You camped way too close to town. Don't ever do that. If I have to teleport us there, it's going to suck.
It's okay. I think we can outrun the people.
Fearnasil, shut up.
I'm gonna walk out.
Guido?
You mean you're...
Hang on, Guido. Why aren't they reacting to you?
I want to go see who these masters are.
They probably would have her
Get
stuff.
home afterwards.
What?
Can you get home afterwards?
Are you gonna abandon?
I can get
Guido?
somewhere.
Here,
I think.
I can find her way back.
Fearnasil, do you
Yeah.
have limitations on how far away you can talk to people?
Yeah, we've established this. It's only a few miles at most.
I thought you said Fearnasil didn't.
Yeah, she
We
has-
only had...
You have less than that.
Oh, okay.
You guys have difficulty translating or communicating across towns. She can usually reach across a city.
Okay. I can get you 3 out and come back for Guido. And make sure Guido ends up at the proper location.
Okay.
Or do we all stay?
I'd like to be finding a little more about what's going on, and I can't really be leaving some of the stuff I got in the hands of people we don't know.
Ricard,
Yes, madam.
when we get out of here, I have a favor to ask of you.
Yes.
I encountered a gentleman who lied to me
Okay.
successfully.
Okay.
Would you mind helping me augment a piece of gear, please?
I could do my best, madam. Maybe. I have to get, authorization to do so, but I will certainly endeavor.
Yeah, well, please.
Now, at about this point, Fearnasil just kind of stops dead, and you actually feel her panic. Like, you literally
What?
feel the waves of panic coming off her brain.
I'm just gonna turn to... What? What is it now?
I don't have the sphere.
What sphere? Nobody has the sphere. We don't have any of our... Stomp out the hole. Excuse me!
They took the sphere. They took the knowledge sphere. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's why I got to find her stuff.
Meanwhile,
Here.
Z,
Oh.
you explode. No, what actually happens is,
I go up a level?
no, not yet. Because it still hasn't happened, because you guys are being weird. So nothing happens. No one comes in reaction to your call.
Fearnasil, where is the nearest person and how do I get there? And where is my tart? I thought you said there were 2.
I'm going to alter your perception, so I said there were 1, first of all. I'm sorry, there was only 1 tart. And Snark
I'm gonna
ate it.
walk over and punch Snarg in the face.
Okay, roll a d4.
It's a 4.
Okay. Take 4 damage, Snark.
Do you want me to hit you back?
No, I don't. You ate my tart, you son of a bitch.
Alright.
Wow.
Not in a good mood. If you do that again, I might.
Trina sounds like, okay, don't make me mind control all of you. Okay, I don't want to do that.
Where's the nearest person? You haven't answered my question.
Right, hang on. What the? And she just kind of gets this weird look on her face. I don't recognize. Hang on. And she just kind of goes into like a fugue state as she's thinking, like, huh?
Fear and Seal. Fear and Seal.
You actually can't connect to her now, for some reason. Yeah, that is...
Ricard, what is she doing?
Suddenly you hear these trumpets.
A heraldry?
Yeah. And the door, what's left of it, is actually well, okay, what actually happens
So what's
is...
left of the door swings open.
No.
We're someplace else.
Imagine this is the door. Well, okay, this is the door right here, right? The pieces of it actually peel away, and you recognize for the first time that the wood that's been everywhere is actually built on top of something else, which is this granite material that everything else is. So the wood peels away, so that there's now granite. I keep calling it granite, marble-esque material here, right? And it does so on the floor. So all of the floor. Up to a certain point into the room is now covered in marble, and the wood has peeled away to allow it to do. You're still standing on wood, okay?
Does anyone know what this stuff is, anyways?
No. Although Ricard does, but anyways.
No, he said aetheryte.
I said it out loud.
Oh, Ricard says, oh, it's aetheryte.
What is
Yeah,
it
what he
for?
said.
I've heard whisperings of it,
It's soulstone.
which is...
And about that point in time, he's interrupted in his answer. As the trumpet people come in, there's people looking in heraldry. They're all Lugans at the front.
Is my tattoo visible?
No. Because of the way you've got this bunched up. No.
Okay.
There's several gnomes come in, several mites come in, and they lay down a carpet, I would call it normally, but it's actually made of obsidian. And the obsidian just kind of rolls out, and a scion walks in.
Right, hold for a second. Do I know this scion?
No.
It's not one in any of the books, any of the statues, anything?
It's clearly a scion based on her appearance.
Okay.
But she does not look distinctive. Then again, you don't really exactly have a picture to go off of, and not counting Gearlin, because you have a pretty good idea of what he looks like.
Awareness?
Go ahead and roll it.
There were the statues
Never mind.
in the...
Yes.
Yes,
That's
they
what I'm
were.
trying to reference.
They were. But she does not look like the statues, and to be honest, the statues were probably a little stylized anyways.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You two roll awareness. Mine was a 2.
Okay.
Suddenly, Z goes blind.
Well,
third
no,
one.
even with a 2, that's still a 21.
Z goes partially blind. What'd you get started?
31.
Okay. Guido? Gotta add that D4. It might double it again.
I was having Sibri roll.
Oh, okay.
Did it help?
Yes.
That's a good. Okay, because that's a good question. Does that assist?
So 12 plus 4 plus awareness plus 10. So
Where's the other 10
26.
come from? Jeez Louise.
His
Oh,
awareness score.
yeah, that's
messing.
my awareness.
Just add pluses on here over and over. It's plus 5, plus 8, plus 16, plus 32,
let's go to plus
plus
22 while we're at it,
12. Okay, I got 865. Do I see anything? One of
Your
the
eyes
molecules in her shoulder is out of sync right now. The neuron circling it is circling it at approximate. Yeah. Anyways, as she walks in, let's discuss a few things. First of all, she is only walking on the obsidian. She is not walking in a haughty manner. She is not walking as if she has nobility. She is literally just strolling as a normal person would. She is not wearing extravagant clothing like nobility or anything like that. She is just wearing the exact same basic outfit that Fear Nasil is. Completely standard, commoner type clothes, right? Mm-hmm. That happen to fit her.
Same style of clothing that Ricard is also wearing, correct?
Correct. And she is...
Mental link to Snarg and Guido. Ah. That's why they won't.
Yeah, I agree.
close.
I like that. Ah, okay. That's all she says is, ah.
Ouch.
And so the woman, no formality. She just kind of says, "Hi. What's going on with you? Fascinating. Ah, there you are. You're the one I've been looking for. What's your name?" And she's, of course, addressing Fiona Seal. And Fiona Seal's looking at her with a look kind of like...
I get a little bit defensive and I step in front of Fiona Seal.
Oh,
Yeah.
your bodyguard needs not fear. I
I've
intend no
actually
harm.
bowed and am backing away.
I intend no harm. Fear not. It's just so rare that we actually see another scion. We haven't seen one in 3 centuries now. I'm just kind of... Wow. How old are you, madam? Have you been here long? What LaSalle did you come from? Or are you from the mainland? Or something else? And Fiona Seal isn't saying anything, by the way. She is literally in shock. Ricard steps forward and says, if I may please, this is clearly not a location befitting masters of your stature. Perhaps we could sojourn somewhere else to engage in this commune. The woman says, no need for such formalities. This is fine. Look, and she points to the ground. Everything's fine. By the way, the obsidian has actually kind of grown out. Like, it's a perfectly straight, like, carpet thing, but then there's, like, this little vestigial thing that is now under Fiona Seal.
Gonna tap it with my toe, but then read a bit.
Every single servant does exactly that. Do it again and they'll attack you, probably. It's just like, oh my God.
I tap Snarg on the shoulder. Probably a bad idea.
Do you actually whisper it at him instead of link it to him? Oh, by
Yes.
the way,
Yes, I do.
Snark, you haven't had to roll against him.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, I have.
He did earlier.
Oh, I missed
He hasn't.
that,
He
apparently.
hasn't had a reiteration. Oh, by the way, you're up a step. See.
Ah,
So the woman is going to talk with Fiona Seal, and Fiona Seal is gonna. What the woman says is exactly what you'd expect. You know, oh my God, I can't believe. After all these years, I haven't seen another one. And when did you get here? And how did you get here? And just questions like that, right? After a while, Fiona Seal will finally regain enough of her shock, and she will say, I didn't think there were any others. I didn't think anyone else survived. Where are we? No, it's just, we are on Erlenth LaSalle, of course.
Fiona Seal, a moment, please.
What?
I just want to point out the last time...
She's alive. She's actually alive. She doesn't look anything like Gerlin does. Oh my God.
When the 11 showed me all the scions, there were only you and Gerlin.
What? The who? Oh, the 11, right? The jackasses that you hate. Why do you even care about what they said?
Because I'm trying to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying.
Well, I'm telling the truth that you don't care about the 11. No, she doesn't actually say that. She's just like, I don't know. I just look, she's right there. I hang on. And then she cuts off. And then the woman's like, of course, I understand. You're having difficulty communicating with me. It's been a long time, and we've only had ourselves to communicate with, and of course our wonderful compatriots have been taking care of the island in fantastic fashion, as is their particular idiom, but true conversation is so rare for us. I'm sorry, I'm not good at the whole... Yeah, maybe you could teach us. This is the woman speaking, by the way. Maybe you could
I'm going to
teach us.
step forward and bow and say, if I may, my lady.
Yes, a young...
Perhaps you would far more enjoy this conversation catching up with my master if you were to sit and sojourn over a glass of tea.
I do actually rather enjoy an iced tea. What kinds do you have? I don't mind.
Unfortunately, madame, I do not currently have any on me, as I do not have any of my belongings, but I have quite a great selection inside. That bag that I came with?
You came with... Yes. Excuse me, servants, where... Well, actually, she doesn't say anything. That's actually incorrect. She actually turns her head to the side, and you can just kind of get this hint of what's happening, especially since you guys have done this so often lately. And then she turns back and says, I'm afraid nobody here is aware of where your belongings came from. However, I will definitely look into it. Most of us don't actually leave the palatial dwelling, but
My apologies, my lady. Perhaps I shall serve you a glass of tea at some other time.
of course, no worries, no worries. I'm enlivened to see one of your people, although I'm sorry, I don't know what race you are.
Madame, I am called an elf.
An elf. Interesting. And I like the ears and the...
Would you like to touch them, madame?
Oh, no, of course not. I'm not one of those. Yeah.
Of course, madame.
And of course you have your Lugian friend and your...
He is called a knoll.
Knoll. Doesn't that get hot?
It is permanent.
Oh, so you must have adjusted over time. Like, okay, yeah. And so and then, right. We should have a feast of celebration. This is the first time we've met another scion in 3 centuries. Come, all of you, come. And she leads. She actually bows out of the way, knowing that the path will follow with her. And so now the wood kind of
minus the circle that's with Fear
minus
Nacil.
the circle that is under Fear Nacil. So now the wood pulls back, and the servants, which had kind of backed away, come back in, and they're like, okay, now you can actually walk on the wood again. She's like, come here. And she takes Fear Nacil and kind of brings her to her side, and they go off, and she starts talking excitedly with Fear Nacil, who is still kind of just in shock of the whole thing, trying to figure out what to make of it. And in the middle of it, you get this message from Fear Nacil saying, I don't know if you caught this. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you caught this, but I can't see her mind at all. There's nothing there.
Madame Fear Nacil, with all due respect, I seriously doubt that she is psionic.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm kind of worried. If you guys want to bolt, I understand. I'll go ahead and distract them. They're
Madame
obviously
Fear
interested
Nacil,
in...
with all
No.
due respect, I will not leave you here.
You sure? Guido. I mean, you haven't weighed in here.
Like I said, I want my stuff back.
I am not your stuff. Sorry.
I'm intrigued with what's going on. There's obviously something unusual here. I don't think we should disappear just yet. I think we should investigate a little further.
Okay. Well, let's go to the palace and whatever the hell.
After you, Madame Fear Nacil.
You okay, Z? Yeah, never mind. I'm sure it's just... Yeah, right. So, onwards. Do.
Can I request a quick bio really quick?
Quick bio! Really quick bio! I need drinks anyways. I'm dehydrated like crazy right now. I don't know why.
Pause.
Suddenly, Snarg explodes.
Oh, I'd like to do something while we're walking.
Okay.
I'd like to mark this scion.
You fail.
Check. Oh, why?
You fail.
Yeah.
Now, based on how marking works, I'm trying to determine how you would figure that out. I'm trying to think of the best way, because it's magical, right, in nature?
No,
No?
it's not.
So
It is the extraordinary ability.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so it's an extraordinary ability.
Yeah.
So you use your mutant powers. And your mutant powers are like, alright, I will mark her. Takes 10 minutes as we're walking along.
And she rounds a corner and you realize you don't know which way she went.
Yeah, I like that. And it's just like, because it seemed like everything went according to plan. And that you marked her properly. It just didn't take.
So she just rounded a corner and she's nowhere now.
Oh no, you're still following her. Because as soon as you follow the rest of the crowd, you know, she's right there. But the mark obviously didn't take. And you're aware of that.
Okay.
Why is there a Peter Pan thing here? Whatever. I don't have a good picture. I was looking for one earlier too. Anyways, so as you're walking along, you walk your way up. Well, actually, you go into the waterfall basically, and there's a long staircase leading upwards. And as you're walking up, and it's a long staircase. I mean, just As you're walking up, you catch a couple of tidbits of the conversation. The general gist of it is that this woman was actually alive 349 years ago when whatever happened, and therefore she and her fellow scions have been here on Erlenth Lascelles the entire time. You know, which is the first sign you've seen of an age of how old scions can get. Second tidbit of information.
Garland has been alive since that time.
That's true. And then you have, so I guess it's the second hint of how long scions can live. The other, a couple other tidbits you get, they have no idea what's been going on off the island at all. They have had zero capacity to leave the island, to perceive past the island, anything. It's the same as all the other Lascelles. They make no mention of any elemental ley line things. Fearnesil actually asked about that specifically. But it occurs to all of you that, from what Fearnesil told you, while being on the island, you don't perceive it. It's everywhere else that perceives it. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
But while they were on, because I wasn't there, I was Fearnesil at the time, the other islands, all of the people were very clearly of one specific affinity or another.
That is true. So, Snarg, would you like to roll? No, you don't get to. You're crazy.
What? I have knowledge elements 18.
But you're crazy.
I got a 16.
I'm not that crazy. I'm just level 2.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Knowledge elements. Guido, you can too if you would like to.
That makes it a 22.
With a -8 modifier. No. Let's see what Guido gets. You're muted. At one point or another, thou art muted.
Right. I need to decide which of the mutes I'm going to use instead of both.
Just use both. It's being certain, you know.
Right. Exactly. So I'm not trained in the skill.
Okay.
So unless you want just a straight,
you can do it if you want. You don't have to.
$17.
Oh, that's pretty good for untrained.
Well, because of
Blame
the
his +4.
D4.
Oh, yeah. Snarg, what was yours?
A 16.
Okay, all three of you can tell that everyone present, including the servants and... Well, okay, I'm sorry. Everyone present that is not a scion is of the air element. Not counting you guys.
Can I get an elemental reading off of the scion?
Yes, you can. That is a D8. She is of light.
Okay.
Now, what else are they talking about? Because this is a long trip. You also learn that they had at one point communication with Erlenth Lascelles, or excuse me, it's where you are, with Visayan Lascelles, where Fearnesil's from. And they had regular communication. They had a specific device that actually worked through the ley lines to keep the two Lascelles connected. Well, all four Lascelles connected, actually, to be slightly more specific. But whenever whatever happened,
How
Mandukir...
many elemental shocks have there been? Okay.
Whenever whatever happened 349 years ago, pretty much the day of, Mandukir put in an emergency override which knocked out the connection point, so all the Lascelles were segregate from each other. So they have no idea what happened or why, and they haven't had any connection with anything since then.
Here, that was like the head of the military, wasn't
Does
it?
Fearnesil
I'm
ask?
amazed you remembered that.
Does Fearnesil ask if all of the scions who were alive that day are still alive?
She does, and they are. None have died. Lots of servant races have died, of course, but that's the nature of servitor races. Their lifespans are limited. And that's kind of how she gives her response.
She actually said that she surprised to remember that?
No, I said that.
Oh, no, I was actually telling her that.
The GM said No, yeah, Mandokir. Okay, Mandokir was actually not the military leader. He was basically the leader of all the Scions across the four Lascelles. He was also a scientific genius in his own right. He designed the super scanning device, which would make airships blush. That's on Vesayan Lascelle. I don't know why I keep saying that. He also designed the capacity to segregate the Lascelles from the rest of the world, that kind of thing. And I'm going to go ahead and give you another tidbit. As the two are talking, Firnasil mentions how she was under the impression that the Lady Airfall, and she says it with respect, was the one responsible for most of these advances, and the other woman, who has not given her name yet, says, no, it was Mandokir. He was the one who invented all these things. The Lady Airfall hasn't been involved since the war.
What war?
Now, at that, she actually looks kind of...
Oh, I didn't ask it.
Oh.
I'm hoping
okay.
Fear Nasil asks it.
Will Fear Nasil ask it? Vote. Text 1. Yes, she will. Fear Nasil says, what war? Or, no. Fear Nasil says, which war? To which she says, oh, well, the Shadow War, of course.
Which is...
Fear Nasil doesn't ask which is on that one.
With all due respect, Lady Fear Nasil, I'm afraid I am unaware of a Shadow War. Would you please enlighten me?
Here's what I know about the Shadow War.
I
Here's
see.
what the players know about the Shadow War, because that's all you guys know. You don't know jack so far. Some terrifying force called the Shadows, still don't know what or why they are, or were, was winning against the entire Psionic Empire, and basically had pushed them to the point of desperation where they were willing to destroy the planet to get rid of them.
Okay.
That's about it, really.
And some people were against the destroying the planet idea.
One or two. And those are the ones who went to the Lascelles. What else? If you guys have any questions, this is actually a great time to ask. I will get across the point, this is obviously just a common, normal Scion. She's not leadership, she's not royalty, she's not anything.
Okay.
But if you want to translate any questions to Fear Nasil, this is a great time for them as you're on this trip.
Okay.
I should move my microphone back.
Well, I
It's too quick.
want to ask which Scion she actually knew, personally.
New? What? I don't understand the question.
Which Scions that she knew, the one that's unnamed personally. 'Cause she keeps mentioning names and stuff.
She names
And
dozens
she
of
mentioned other
Scions.
Scions.
Dozens of Scions. Many, many names.
Okay.
Did I ever come up with random names for Scions? I think I did. Hang on. It would be in my hidden
Well, I mean,
folder.
essentially I'm just trying to mind and see if there's ones that we've heard of or she mentions.
I don't know. Well,
So has
there's a
she
lot of
mentioned
names.
Garland at all?
No. There are plenty of Scions which she mentions which you've never heard of.
Okay.
They're all flowery names, like Fear Nasil, Terethrama, Teradiona, Enokoyai, Teremanash. I'm getting into Russian for some reason. Point being, Alexandria. All sorts of names like that. She does, obviously she mentioned the Lady Airfall, although she didn't know her personally. She just heard of her.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really got to talk with Mandokir. I mean, obviously he's the leader of men and women. I'm not, I'm just a woman.
So she doesn't know, from what I've heard, basically anything that's going on outside.
Yeah, correct.
Is Fear Nasil telling her anything, or is she pretty much keeping silent?
She's keeping silent because Fear Nasil is going with a lie that she also only was unveiled very recently on Vesayan Lascelle, which isn't actually that much of a lie.
Okay.
Because it's actually only been like a month and a half, but... Well, okay, technically it's been, 22 years, we get the point.
Right. Do they have a similar type of facility here that they did on the other cells?
So Fear Nasil says, I'm curious, do you have any sanctums here? The woman says, what's a sanctum? It's a large facility built by our people in order to sustain us. Oh, you're talking about the Kuat Drive Yards.
The
Yes.
Kuat Drive Yards.
Yes, that's where we used to maintain airships and vessels of the sea, and of course our Earth vessels. Those are very popular.
Earth
Of course,
vessels.
nobody's been in there for years upon years upon years since we cannot leave the island, and, well, need for it stopped coming. But, yeah, I suppose that would qualify for which... I mean, I guess maybe the palace itself? Hmm. So I suppose there's the palace, and then there's the Kuat yards. Not sure what else to tell you. Although I consider my house something of a facility, if you know what I mean. It's so terrible keeping up with all the kids. Oh my god, the kids.
Children.
Wait, kids.
Yes, I'm actually and Fiona Sale says kids. She says, yes, I'm actually a nanny. I watch over the servitor race's children. I make sure they're upkept properly and raised properly, in the proper order of things.
The proper order of things, right.
Founders. Anyways. Oh, come on, no reaction? Y'all suck.
Okay. Fairness, we probably need to check out these sanctums.
Assuming they are sanctums. They sound like just buildings to me, but whatever.
Well, there's got to be one here somewhere.
Probably. This twit doesn't seem like she knows jack. And between I think she's spent 300 years spewing propaganda. I'm not sure she knows anything anymore.
Hey. I just want to do a test real quick. While we're watching, am I able to mark Fairness Seal?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'll actually tell her this woman is interesting. I'm unable to get a read on her at all.
I know, right? I can't, like see her mind or... Like...
Not even mundanely. Like, I can get a read on you, and you're a scion, but this so-called scion is...
Wait, you're marking me? I didn't know you were into that, Snarg. I'm very flattered. But I'm not. You know, I'm not a furry myself. I apologize. So.
Regardless.
I understand.
We'll talk about that tonight.
No, we won't. My biggest concern is that these people have been existing on this island, bathed in this elemental energy for centuries. I have a feeling, given how different the humans were from Aphis Lacelle to Visayan Lacelle, I think we're seeing a similar thing here, of these people being altered over time. I'm not even sure they could be called scions technically anymore, if you understand my meaning. Mm-hmm. And given her own comment about how they don't communicate with each other through their minds...
I don't know what to make of it. Well, perhaps the best thing we can do right now is to be patient.
Yes,
and try and see this through.
Does anybody else have any questions for Fiona Seal for Lady?
No,
remember. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, my answer is no,
I do.
So I'll go because I'm.
Do they have any books?
Books?
Scion books.
Why would we... Oh, no. There's no need for...
What did they use to store information on?
And she looks at Fiona Seal like she's crazy at that question. The same way you store information. God, books.
Oh, hey, look at my hair.
By the way, to clarify, Fiona Seal had to explain what a book was to her.
Ah.
It's written information. You write it down in pieces of paper. Why would you...
They had no artifacts like that? Nothing?
Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Terrible. Oh. Guido?
Does she recognize the name Gerlin?
Fiona Seal is going to be like, I'm trying to think of what context I should bring it in, because... If I mention it in a context of, you know, the hated Gerlin or whatever, you know, that might be bad. If I mention it in a context as if we're with him or we approve of him, that might also be bad, and I don't know how to say it neutrally.
So the scientist guy that you just named a minute ago,
Mendocure.
Thank you. If I remember correctly, he was working with Mendocure at some point.
Yeah, sort of.
So I'm going to bring up this idea. Z is not going to do this in character, but I'm going to bring up this idea out of character.
Metagaming.
No, how to bring up the thing. Fiona Steele was talking about how she obviously told her age. She didn't lie about it. So Garland would have been a figure from her past whom she just recently discovered. So she could introduce it as a curiosity. I've heard you talk about the Great Mandakir. I've read books, because there were no other scions on my island, about this gentleman named, however he would have been referred to in said books, who was a master at the arts of weaving, etc. Is he perhaps on this island?
Well, yes, he's right here.
Fight!
Roll initiative.
No, he gets the prize round. You're all dead.
Oh, shit.
Reroll.
It's a 6.
Okay.
Wait,
Z,
no, that's a 9.
6 would be a... Oh, I guess I could look.
It's a
1,
9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are a Tumorok now.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Snarg, roll.
5.
You are a Kobold.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Guido.
This is on what die? A D10?
20.
20.
Oh, D20? Okay.
I'm just curious.
From the same
19.
character.
17. You are an Ogre.
Okay.
An Ogre,
Ogre
Kobold,
slash.
And a Tumorok.
and a Tumorok.
Into a bar.
So, you know, have
Am I
you
still
ever
a
had-
desolate?
Yes, all of you are. So she says, you know, basically how Sis just phrased it. You know, have you ever heard of any of the ancient lords of legend? The Lady Airfall, the Lord Rytheron, the Gold Lord. What was his name? And the woman doesn't respond, so she has to, after a moment, continue with, Garland. That was his name, the Gold Lord Garland. Have you ever heard of him? And the woman thinks about it more. She says, I remember those names from teachings of old. They were the 4 kings, the 4 kings of all the Scion people of the Psionic Empire. Each one of them ruled over a different version, a different type of the empire. The Lord Geraint was basically the ruler of the empire as a whole, the society, the civilization, ensuring our precepts spread throughout the world properly, as should be. The Lord Garland was the scientist, the studier, the one who wove all of the great powers that we use to crawl across the world and bring civilization to all we met. And this is kind of how she's saying it, by the way. You can tell she's kind of reciting something in her head. The Lord Rytheron, he was the warrior. He was the one who fought to protect our people and our servitor races from those who would oppress and oppose them. And then there was the Lady Airfall. And the Lady Airfall was the one in charge of unusual experiments and ensuring a more societal and economical coexistence one with another.
Hmm.
She
doesn't know Jack.
Meanwhile,
You two just fall asleep.
No?
Oh,
I was getting back into character. Thank you for ruining it. No, I'm kidding.
Meanwhile, you guys have gotten back up top now of this long frickin' staircase, and you see now before you a grand and massive palace. And when I say palace, I don't mean a palace in the strictest sense of the word. This is more like a palatial dwelling. A mansion that also is merged with a palace.
okay.
Very large, very expansive, coated entirely 100% of obsidian. However, as you get closer, you notice that there are servitor races walking about, and as they walk, the ground underneath them moves with them, creating wood for them to walk upon. And everyone else of the Scions, and you do see several Scions now just walking, talking out loud throughout the area, throughout the courtyard and whatnot, and they are walking on obsidian.
I'm going to do some knowledge elements on a few of them.
Go for it.
9.
That one is darkness.
Whatever. Okay.
And that one's light. That one's darkness. I swear that's incidental, because you can hear me rolling this. That one is earth. That one is fire. That one is also fire.
Okay.
I think I've made my point.
Yeah.
There is actually quite a variety here. 100% of the servitor races are of air. All of the servitors present are Lugians, gnomes, or mites. And that's when you see Araguna.
Wait, what?
I'm not kidding.
Do I even recognize Araguna?
Yes, you do.
What in the world is he doing?
Araguna runs up to you guys and
Snarg.
literally glomps Snarg. Snarg!
I have to
thought
allow because I'm
he
just
was-
surprised.
Snarg!
I thought he was dead.
Oh my
Can I
goodness.
kill him?
I haven't seen you in so long. This is so wonderful. Where have you been? Isn't this place amazing? All I have to do is do menial work day in and day out without really... And it's not even something I mind, you know, I just do work. And I get all the food I want, and they take care of me, and they teach me stuff. This is great.
You died.
What? No, I didn't. I took a swim, and I came out here.
Oh, forget it. Come here.
Snarg, I'm so happy to see you. Guido, my large friend. And he leaps up. He rolls athletics. Hang on. Where's my D20? There it is.
My athletics.
He totally makes this.
Attempt to mental link with Snarg again. With all due
Guido!
respect,
Guido,
Snarg,
it's
Wild
so
Paw.
great to see you. Oh, here, I'll
Where
let
did
go.
you learn how to lie?
Everything's wonderful.
What am I lying about?
You told me he was dead.
I thought he was dead.
And he goes up to Z and he says, Z, I know we didn't get along very well, and I hope that there's no
If you
hard
touch
feelings."
me, my dearest Araguna, I will slaughter you and they will never find your corpse.
Okay, no hugs. Can I do an air hug?
No. And I'm going to calmly walk up and catch up with Fiona Seal about 2 feet behind and to her right. Or is there wood underneath my feet?
Yeah, of course there is.
Is there wood underneath the rest of the party's feet?
Everyone who isn't Fiona Seal.
There's wood under Ricarg's feet,
Yes.
despite the fact that he is
no.
wearing nice clothing.
No, there is marble under his feet.
Okay.
Now, so Aragona's like... I can tell that Z still has a bit of a problem dealing with other people. I hope she's gotten some friends since then.
Wait, how did you get here?
I told you. Remember, we were on the island, right? And I was like, water! And I was like, yeah! And I did this great swim, and there were all these people. They were waving and yelling at me as I was swooshing through all the waters. It was really, really hot, like burning hot. Like, remember that one time I got caught in the cauldron, and you know, I had trouble trying to get out of it. It was terrible. But when I got out, you know, I felt so great. And then I sold it as a sauna, and then people got mad at me because they said that it burned them. Anyways, it was kind of like that. And then when I came out in the water, and I was here, and everything was better. This is great. I'm so happy you're here. We could spend the rest of our lives here together.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it'll be great. Have you tried the food?
Like Guido's expression.
Have you tried the food yet? The food is amazing.
Hey, Arago, you know something we haven't seen?
What haven't we seen?
Our stuff.
Your what?
We came in a whole bunch of junk.
Oh, well, where is it?
I don't know. Maybe you know.
The-
You- So you work in the palace here?
Yeah. I clean chamber pots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I actually don't mind the work. I really enjoy the work.
What have they been telling you?
Nothing, really.
Nothing?
I mean, they've been talking to me about how, you know, there was this great Sonic Empire and the world was at peace while it reigned, and soon the Sonic Empire will rise again, you know, all that wonderful stuff. I can't wait to see it. It'll be really fun.
Oh. Rise again, what?
Rise again, you know, because there is no Sonic Empire right now. Otherwise, we would have heard it, obviously. I mean, there's no way a Sonic Empire is just ruling the world and nobody knows about it. That would require mind control powers.
Mm-hmm. Hey, tell you what.
What's up?
Why don't we...
Hug!
Yeah. Why don't we follow them?
Oh, yes, definitely. We must
And
follow
we'll
the
talk
masters.
about-
Don't walk on the obsidian. It burns a lot. Trust me. I tried it once.
Oh, does it?
No, it does. Trust me.
No, I tried it. It doesn't.
No, it burns.
Uh,
It burns.
uh-huh.
It burns.
Is that something they told you?
No, it just burns. It's terrible.
You're weird.
Roll will save.
Okay.
Have I gone up a notch? I think I need to go up a notch.
Not yet.
I just met Araguna. He
What'd you
tried
get?
to hug me.
I'm gonna blow an action point just in case.
While you're doing that, quick question for Fiona Seal. The only races that are here are the Lugian, the Mite, and the Gnome. They're not aware, so the Scion was not familiar with elves.
Or gnolls.
Or gnolls, right. Are they aware of other races?
So, my dear lady, what other races do you remember from, times of old? Oh, well, I never really got off to the, oh, crap, what's the term? The British used to call America this.
Colonies?
Colonies.
They had another term. It was much more derogatory than that.
Savages?
No. It was a specific term that was basically the... I can't think of it. Damn it. The... I'm gonna look it up. Because they called India this for a long time, too. Provincials. That's it. Okay. Cutting back. I can't believe I couldn't think of that. No, I never actually spent much time amongst the provincials. It was never my thing. I preferred much more of a civilized lands. It's just that I, had to flee from the face of, So, I never really got to interact with the servitude races. The ones here on the Airland are, of course, the ones that were best suited for servicing the Kuat yards, which is why they were here with us. But I'm afraid I don't really know of any other races off the top of my head, other than the humans and the Tuskers, of course. They've always been the staple of our society.
What's the other one? Tusker, and what's the other beast? The one that nobody's seen and lived.
You're not talking about Grievers, are you?
Well, that was one of them. But what was the one that Snarg ran into in the...
Oh, Tumarok.
Tumarok. There we go.
Oh, yes, the Tumarok.
Right. So I'll question Fernacil to question about those two.
Have you ever heard of a Griever or a Tumarok? Oh. A Tumrock? What's a Tumrock? Is it like us, or is it... No, it's... And then she starts explaining what Tumrocks look like to her. No reaction otherwise. And then you arrive in the palace. It's very palatial.
No response on the Griever?
She actually doesn't respond at all to the Griever question. Big old place. Again, the floors here, there's so many servants walking around, it's practically like they're walking on water, given how quickly and rapidly and how much the floor is changing around them. Araguna is literally sitting on Snork's shoulders.
Okay.
And chatting the whole time.
That's fine.
What was your will save?
I got a 20 total.
Alright. And they take them off to this, the woman leads them and says, okay, right. Oh, where would your belongings be? Maybe, everyone stay right here. I'll be right back. And she brushes off, and all her servants go with her, leaving you there in the foyer.
I'm going to walk toward Fiernasil slightly, still behind her, still to the right. My Lady Fiernasil, is there anything you would like for me to acquire for you?
No, thank you. I would much prefer if we simply hope that we can procure your tea and fixings so we can enjoy some of your famous drinks.
My Lady Fearnesil, of course. I would be happy to prepare tea for you, but the loss of my tea is but a small, small thing.
I am hopeful nonetheless that we may rectify it. And she kind of says it like that, too. Fearnesil has no idea how to act like royalty. So she's just like, I hope this will work. My servant, too.
You have no need to worry, Fearnesil, mine. Sorry, I got a hairball.
Water.
Nothing to break you out of character like a hairball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a really good role player, no. After a bit, another gentleman walks up. Now, this guy looks like he's got a little bit more of a uniform going on. And he says, he doesn't actually say anything. He just does this. He's like, I am in awe. We have at long last found another scion. My God. Please. And he does that, and literally, I'd say about 50 servants stream in at his command and start prepping, carrying in tables and whatnot, and laying them down. The tables themselves do the same thing as everything else, by the way. So they appear to be wood at the moment. However, the moment the man sits down, it shifts from wood to obsidian underneath him. He says, "Please sit. Enjoy of my table. This is a joyous day. This is a wonderful day."
Oh, good lord, I'm not tired of this.
Who are you connecting to?
No, I'll just do it to Fearnesil and Guido, because you seem to be out of sorts right now.
I was curious.
Now, excuse me, you, sir, and he points to the Aragona. You are not one of my servants. Be gone to thy master. And the Aragona says, "Oh, of course, my apologies," and he scampers off.
Oh.
He's gone.
Okay.
My apologies, I am so sorry for his presence. I hope it did not offend you.
No, he's actually a friend.
Really? That's very unusual. I'd love to hear that story after I speak with your master, of course, if you forgive me. And then he has Fearnesil sit over by him on obsidian. Rakarik sits on marble. Everyone else sits on wood.
I'm going to turn to Snarg and mind link. Well, turned to him and say, "It would behove of you not to speak unless spoken to." Disconnect and turn back.
So they have more conversation, which I've kind of already gone over the basics of, but it is what you'd imagine. Oh my god, we found another one. Where'd you come from? Where are you? How long have you been here? How did you get here? Etc., etc.
Fearnesil lies her little tail feathers off.
And as she's lying, she says, "Oh, we had a fair amount of equipment and personnel. It's very important to me," and she says it like that, "it is very important to me that I retrieve all of my belongings that came with my and my servants." And the man says, "Of course! I know exactly where it would be. We have a gathering place where unusual things that come through the eddings of the ley lines occasionally show up. I will send you." And he has some servants rush up and he says, "Servants, go! Do this, or I will destroy thee." And they rush off. He doesn't actually say it that way.
I'm going to suggest to Fearnesil mind link again. My Lady Fearnesil, perhaps it would behove us to send the Knoll and myself to gather the belongings, simply to make sure all is there.
Fearnesil says, "Is there any chance I could send mine own servants to ensure that all of my belongings are there?" And he says, of course, all, you have leave."
My Lady Fearnesil, please, what all did you and my liege Ricard have with you?
Actually, they only really had their belongings, the orb, which is kind of the important one.
Okay.
And
Some knickknacks.
yeah, and some
Okay.
gold, which doesn't matter.
Okay. Basically, I'm just wanting a mental catalog. I'm sure Fearnesil has it.
Yep. So you leave, and Fearnesil is left behind chatting with the guy.
I'm going to walk off. Yeah, as I'm walking off, I'm going to turn. And this all happened mindly. So I'm going to turn to Snarg and say, "Follow."
Meanwhile, Guido's like,
Out loud.
"I hate these people. Just want to kill them all.
Ka-tung,
Kill all of them."
Snarg.
So you make your way, following their servants, towards. It's actually quite a trip. We're talking like 30 minutes walk through the catacombs until finally you reach this one very remote-looking area. It's very cold here, and as you open it up, there's this vault that's really big, like dwarven engineering style big, and there's a lot of stuff in here. Now, most of it is very, very old, and obviously so, to the point where it is decayed past usefulness. However, there's a pile literally over on the side, which is obviously your stuff.
Okay.
Look for the
Well,
stuff
I rolled
without
a
dust.
31 on my awareness, so if I had to go through and look for
Well,
stuff.
hang on. Everyone else, roll awareness, please.
Well, Guido's not with us.
Since we're going to be here for a bit, can I
He
take
isn't?
20?
The guy
No,
told you
I
all to
only
go.
took Snarg.
The guy told you all to go.
Oh.
So I don't know if Guido went or not, though. Guido is also muted.
You are muted.
So, Guido, do you want help? Do you want to come?
Stupid mute. I wasn't invited, so I wasn't planning on going. But if you want to retcon that and say I go too, sure, I'd be more than happy to.
Go too. You kind of want to go as well.
So, I need help. I need help carrying stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't say anything to him. My response was, my whole thought process, and that was, the Lugian barely put a splinter in the door. What help could he be carrying things?
That's true. I mean, he always has to carry himself. I mean, that's workload enough. Snarg would have trouble doing that.
No offense, Guido. He's not exactly in her right mind right now.
So, the moment you enter the area, Z, you go up a notch.
Okay.
And everyone else rolls awareness.
Since we're going to be here a bit, can I just take 20?
No.
25.
Mine was a 31.
Oh, well, it's not 20, but...
But it's a 1.
It's 32.
32. All right. Snarg and Z, you both spy something else in here that does not look old and decrepit. It's over there underneath a pile of stuff, and you only saw it out of the corner of your eye flickering, but when you went to check, it's like right there and you can spot it.
I'm going to tell Snarg and Guido, if you please, get all of the stuff ready. I'm going to be right back.
Hang on.
So
Hang
Z wanders off.
Did I miss something?
I went up a
I
notch.
don't know. By the way, first thing, I don't know.
Yeah, this whole time starting about unknown reckoning, where the reckoning going for the reckon hard of friggin'.
I don't know. She's been acting kind of weird since we got here. Here, strap on, quickly, and go over there and find out what in the world Z is doing.
Well, Z,
Hold
I'm
on.
looking at the thing.
Considering how much time plate armor takes to put on,
Oh, also,
thank you.
yeah, don't worry.
Okay, so it's going to be a few more minutes before
Yeah.
Guido gets himself put together.
Right.
all right.
What am I
Now,
looking at?
That
Because I did just
depends.
kind of prance over there.
What you find over there is Kefka.
Oh,
In a
lovely.
chest.
And he says, hello, dear. You're dead now.
Oh.
No, okay. He can also res you, so he does so. And now you have wings!
Oh, I love wings.
Have some Red Bull.
Thank you.
I know you don't get it. That's okay.
I
Die.
already did. I'm in character, but thank you.
No, okay, what actually happens? He was saying that in character, though. He said, I know you don't get it in character.
Oh.
It's okay, though. What you do find is a decision.
Uh-oh.
You three have to decide what is there.
Oh, I know what's there. I know what's there. I'm abstaining. It's not mine.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Put simply, I've always intended to make this your guys' choice
Is
and
this
alter.
this is Schrodinger's treasure chest?
Sort of. This is what this actually is specifically is going in lore. It's not changing. It's just in gameplay terms it's changing, to make that clear. Whatever you see there is what it always was and always will be. But you guys need to decide whose it is. Either Guido's, in this case, or Snarg's.
Rock, paper, scissors it is. Let's go.
Yeah, do it.
All right. On 3, you do it, okay? So we got 1,
right.
2, 3, and then show, right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
3. Super lag.
Okay,
Okay.
try again.
All right.
Try again.
1, 2,
God, Guido.
3.
Okay.
Third time's
Dice.
the charm.
No. Dice.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Higher
Pick
roll.
odds or even.
No.
No. High or low. And
Okay, that
whoever
rolls
rolls, just whoever rolls higher.
Yeah,
Okay,
whoever
But
rolls higher.
the question is, what die?
D20.
Okay.
Okay.
20.
I'm doomed.
Oh, probably.
You
not.
both roll crap, so I'm cool with this.
I got a 7.
11.
Oh, wow.
one.
It is.
All right. Guido, it's yours, apparently.
18.
Okay.
What is your preferred weapon type?
Sword.
What type of sword?
Handed.
Just...
Well, normally it would be a two-handed sword, but I can wield it one-handed. So.
Okay. So do you want a bastard sword, a claymore, a bardiche, or not a bardiche? What are those called? I can't think of it all of a sudden. You know what I mean? What do you want?
I currently have a bastard sword, so.
You can be specific. I don't care. I'm cool with you picking, or being picky.
Well. So.
I know exactly how I'm going to roleplay this.
If
Oh, Lord.
if I can use a claymore one-handed, since that's I believe a bigger sword, I'd go with that.
It is larger, and I'll go ahead and let you know. You are Lugian.
Okay, so I have found a claymore.
Which does not look like his aged or gathered dust at all.
I'm going to grab it by the hilt and
And
attempt
fail
to
to lift
drag
it.
it out. Got it. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to jump up and down. I'm going to be like, Guido, come here. Come here. I've got something for you. Come here.
You can roll strength to try and drag
No,
it.
I'm not going to try.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
you-
at stage 3.
You'll have to give me a minute. I'm still getting my armor on.
No. You must come here right now. You'll be fine. There's nobody in here. They can't see that you're undressed. Now come here.
Here.
Oh, just come here. I can't move it myself.
Here, I'll put it on while you're walking over there. Here.
So I just imagine myself, trying to get the shoulder buckle, and I've only got one arm of the armor on, and one leg is like half on. Like, really?
Yes.
Okay.
You must come here right now. Please, come on. Just come. I can't.
Get
I
them.
tried. I can't move it.
Get them.
All right. You make it over there and find a claymore.
Look, you must use this. Snarg, you already have one. Just let him have it, okay?
I didn't say anything.
It's his.
It's a very nice looking claymore.
It's gorgeous. Trust me, they won't know. It's been here for ages, and look at it. It's still gorgeous. It's yours.
I pick it up.
Hang on just a second. What's the normal damage on a claymore?
I was just trying to look that up, actually.
The cursed claymore.
Well, how much damage does that do to you?
Let's see. It does. What in the world?
Oh, I just rolled a 1 and then a 20.
Nice. Dice.
Yeah!
Okay.
So, what's the ruling?
Oh, it's under greatsword, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can tell you what it is. It's 2d6.
2d6. Okay. Well, at the moment, it does do 2d6 for right now. That will change in the future, so feel free to make that editable.
Okay. Snarg, get him dressed. I'm gonna go grab Lady Fear and Steel's belongings, and of course Mr. Ricarg's, because I could not bear to leave those behind. If you'll excuse me. Scamper.
Right. Clink, clink.
Now, here's the weird part, Guido. When you look at it, it appears to be a copper greatsword, or claymore, excuse me. However, even a cursory examination will tell you that it just looks like copper and is something greater, but you're not sure what. As you pick it up, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh dear.
Oh, oh no. Sentient weapons.
It says, "You're my weapon." No, that's not what it says.
I'm full of acid.
Oh, no. No. The weapon says, in a very gravelly voice, which I'm not going to do right now because the throat kind of hurts. Once, thrice, and 5 times again, I find myself serving a new master. What namest thou?
I am Guido of Granite Holm.
And why wieldest thou me? For what end shall pierced blood be spilt?
The defeat of Garland.
Hang on. Wasn't ready for that one.
Vito, why are you talking to your sword?
Yeah, by the way, you can't communicate it with it mentally. You have to say it out loud.
Okay.
And if you experiment, there will be no response. However, you only hear things in here. It sounds like it's talking, though. It does sound audible, but it isn't.
Okay.
And after a moment's pause, it says, "This Garland of thine, foe most pricked, dost it require such great grievance as pierces thine heart and causes rivulets of blood and vengeance to lie down upon thy soul?"
What?
Did Garland do this much to hurt you that it requires you to be this scarred of a person?
Oh, I think he's referring to you being a desolate.
So
Sort of?
I'm going to try and describe the I'm going to try and describe the massacre that he inflicted on the Scion people.
Okay.
And the experiments that he did on the servitor races, including the failed experiment of what caused me to become desolate, and his and the I'm going to say attacks. I'm air quoting attacks on the ley lines and the damage that that's caused.
Okay. Snarg, Guido is reciting the events of your adventures and Claire Garland's crime to the air.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got
I'm
something to get
off
off your chest,
prancing
Guido?
around, picking up Lady Fear and Seals and Ricard's stuff.
Yes.
I didn't hear what you said, Snarg.
You got something you're getting off your chest there?
So,
Uh-oh.
I'm talking to the sword.
Yeah.
Are you holding the sword in front of you while you're talking?
Yes.
Well, it's talking back. I mean...
Sword.
Sword.
Wait, hang on. I got an actual sword here. Let me...
It's not an actual sword.
It totally looks like this, too. This is what it looks like. I'm kidding.
That
This
is not Claymore.
This is totally not what it looks like, but, you know.
Ours are all out in the garage right now. So I'm holding the sword, and I just glance over at Snarg. Continue reciting. Yeah.
I just want this to stop.
Sorry.
I'm gonna turn back and go, would you two hurry it up? Is he dressed yet? I don't have enough hands for all of this.
I'm trying to dress him, but he can't stop talking to his sword.
Guido!
At least I'm standing still.
That's true.
Okay, look, but
Put it in your pocket!
After you've finished reciting all your things, the sword says, "Thou cause is stained and riddled with blood, and no true valiance found therein. However, thy rule is acceptable unto me and mine. My weapon shall be thee and thine, henceforth to be utilized unto whatever ends thou requirest of me, and all that I can bring hence unto thine.
You have my gratitude.
For the moment, it is not attuned to you, but you now have a living weapon. Named Lilicor. No, nobody's going to get that. Lilicor is a named weapon that was in Baldur's Gate 2 that was really funny because it had voice acting. You could ask it for advice every now and again, and it would say, okay, you need money, right? Why don't you go find a rich guy and kill him? And then you go find another rich guy and kill him. And it was super enthusiastic, whoever did the voice acting.
After I'm finished assisting Guido, I'll go to the front of him and not say anything as he takes off his headphones. He cannot hear me at this moment.
And then you will put them back on, and then
And then he'll put them back on, and I'll say things. Yes. Can you hear me, Guido?
You're muted.
You're muted.
He knows.
Okay. We'll go to the front of him, look him in the eyes, and all right. Finish putting stuff on. Someone trying to talk to you? Another scion or something? We're just talking to the air there. I don't know if they heard you back.
So, taking the sword, is there a scabbard?
Yes, there is, actually.
Okay. So,
This is the sword's name, by the way. Justitie, if you're curious.
I want a slightly less hard to pronounce name for my weapon.
They're all Romanian. What do you want from me?
Can I name mine Bob?
No, because then it would kill itself.
Can I name it Lilicor?
I'm gonna play it as Lilicor if you do that. The orb's like, we should go kill people. Come on, it'll be great.
Okay, let's go. I'm quite pleased with killing people. These people are deceiving my master.
So, I was trying to look up because I'm at a complete loss of one, the movie title, and two, the name of the sword in the movie. But it was
Excalibur.
The girl that turned into the hawk and the guy that turned into the wolf, like at alternating times. One was at night, one was at day.
Oh shoot, I should know this. Yeah,
I want to say it was like Greyhawk or something, but that's not right.
No.
Um,
Hang on. That got me thinking.
Sorry.
All right, search time.
Are you two done yet?
Oh, it is Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk
Okay,
is even the name of the movie.
Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk's the name of the movie.
Right. Okay. So.
Oh my god, there's someone in there named Nevere. It's almost spelled correctly, too. I swear that's a coincidence.
It was meant to be.
Wow.
What was the name of the sword?
Hang on, I'm looking at... Okay, so blah, 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 sword of captain, sword blah, 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 wolf, Count of Anjou, must be together. Imperius has been evil, and then stuff happens, blah, 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 the end. Okay, that's not helpful. The sword was called... Hang on, the name of his sword, there's actually an entry for it right here. Sword... damn it, Skype, go away. Don't care about you, Skype. Stop it! Nah. Screws up my recording every time you do that.
Isabeau. No, that was the name of the
Yeah, that's not
lady.
it. Oh, that's the name of his horse. I don't give a damn about the name of his horse. Whatever. I give up. I don't care anymore. I give up. It's all over. It's not no, whatever. Whatever. Moving on.
Anyway, that's the name that I was going to try and convince you to call the sword. But anyway, 'cause I thought that'd be cool.
That would be cool if you can find the name. Sure. Anyways,
Okay.
that is a living weapon. Right now, it acts as a copper greatsword. It will increase in stats later.
Okay. What's the bonus for copper?
0.
Oh, okay.
And hence the point. However, you as Guido, the character, would know that this is probably a living weapon. And that even though it is super weak right now, the more you use it, the stronger it'll get. So even though it is probably the weakest thing in your inventory right now, it won't be.
Okay.
You can, of course, still decide not to use it, and it will not grow, if that is your choice.
What do you have to do to attune it?
Use it.
Oh, okay.
It's basically
I didn't
a
know.
time requirement for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
And I don't mean, like, put it in a barn and forget about it. Otherwise, it would be super leveled right now.
Yeah.
I've been here for 300 years! Ah!
Okay.
So, you get that. Immediately, the door rushes open. Fiona Steele is standing there, and she says, "I have wonderful news. I'm staying with my..." No, she doesn't. That would be horrible, wouldn't it?
No, everyone's mad.
No, she says, "Guys, I got good news. I have
Huh?
convinced..."
My lady, look, I have found our belongings.
Excellent.
Here,
Wonderful.
perhaps I can help you change clothes.
No, please and thank you. I find my clothing
But my lady,
very
for
wonderful.
As you will.
Now, we have been given leave to be escorted.
Lord, would you like some help changing out of yours?
Thank you. We've been given leave to return.
I'm still standing in my pajamas, by the way.
To go forth unto the location known as the Kuat Drive Yards. They will
Excellent.
guide us there, and we will see what's sut. And of course, as per my gentlemen, we will be examining it for them. They have not been in some time, and so we, in exchange for some goods and services and being able to go there, not goods and services, take that off. In exchange for escort and guide to reach there, and of course entrance because they have to open the way. We will be allowed to examine it. And that will be wonderful. And by the way, I think that there's scions in there, real scions. This is really important to me, guys. Please, I know this is totally a trap. I know it is.
Okay.
Is she connected to me?
She's connected to you.
My lady Fiona Seal, whatever it is that you may wish, I will be happy to oblige for you.
It's fairness you only. Maybe you should check her out. She's been acting extremely odd since she got here.
Oh my God, she's in my head.
My lady Fiona Seal, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
My
fine.
lady.
Sorry. I just looked into the brain of a madman. Anyways, so
She's a man?
it was actually Guido. So
Well, I was just talking to a sword. I mean,
You were. In
Yeah,
fact,
you never gave me a response on that.
really quick, is there any material that I can use to fashion
yes.
a baldric?
Whatever it is, the answer is yes.
Okay, I'm going to make a baldric to strap the my bastard sword to my back, so I have it as a backup.
Okay. Good plan. So you have all your gear back. 100% of it. Nothing is
I'm not
missing.
wearing any of mine. It's still sitting in a pile.
Okay. My point, though, is not even one copper piece is missing. To make that clear.
Oh, man, they had so much to steal.
Z?
Is the ball there, the orb?
Yes.
Okay.
Guido was
Z?
asking. No.
Yes, Mr. of Granite Holm.
You've got your stuff there on the floor. You might want to.
But
Good sh-
my lady needs me to carry hers.
I mean, you're
Ricard
not even
says-
excited about the ticket anymore?
My lady's needs come before my own.
Ricard says, "No worries. I will carry her things." And he actually puts it into a bag of holding that he has.
Oh.
As you will, my lord Ricard.
Actually, Z, would you do me a favor and hold this for me, please?
Sure.
Oh, you look full. Here, let me take that stuff. There we go. You hold that for me, okay?
Of course.
Thank you.
What am I holding?
Your stuff. Thank you. And he goes over to Fiona Seal and kind of gives her stuff back, and Excellent job. Now, let us away. I don't know about you guys, but I'm perfectly rested, so I say we go right now. What do you guys say?
Are we actually still sapped of energy?
Yeah, you're totally sapped of energy.
It's like, no.
Okay.
It's just got here.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get some rest in the servants' quarters.
Does heal do anything for that?
Not for fatigue, no. You're just tired.
My Lady Fearnesil, would you prefer a glass of tea?
No, thank you, my dearest Z. What I would love, though, is for you to get a good night's sleep. In a comfortable bed. That is not right here.
And when you get up in the morning, put on your clothes.
Yes. And she starts micromanaging the hell out of you. Remember to put one sleeve in like this, and then the other one. And then put the shirt on. Make sure the bra's on. I know you're so, so you need to have the bra. That's very important.
Of course, my lady. Please, I will start.
No, not now. Not now. Later. At another locale and time. In fact, come with me immediately.
Of course, I'm leaving the stuff behind.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Get her stuff.
Pick up the stuff.
Get her stuff. Okay, she leads you off to what is effectively the servants' quarters, and she
I
says,
tell the nearest servitor the bra's not mine.
"You're at
Put the
the
bra over his head.
I hope.
Yeah.
Aussie pants."
Oh, ear mittens.
This is not weird science. So you were led off to the servitor's quarters, where everyone will be sleeping except for Fearnesil, of course, because she is not a servitor. And Fearnesil's like, whatever, it's a nice place, take care, be cautious. You get to share a room, by the way, because that's how it works, because you're a servant race. With Araguna. So Araguna's like,
Araguna! Oh, I have missed you so much. I'm going to walk over and hug him. Have you been well? Are they treating you
hang on. He is going to roll
Have
deafness.
you tried the strawberry tarts?
He rolls a 19 of deafness, so he slips out of your arms and
I'm going to turn
runs.
around and chase him
He is running full
out
tilt.
of the room.
Yes.
I'm following.
She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. Oh my god.
Does anyone stop me before I go out the room?
Anyone?
If I notice,
You're pretty tired, so.
I was gonna roll awareness. Ooh, wow, 19, unnatural 20 with my D4
Woohoo.
plus 10, so 30.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
That Z is on her way out the door, chasing A.
I'm doing this.
You caught me by the pajamas, right?
Yeah.
Oh
No.
no.
No. GM
You said they were flimsy.
But they suddenly stick to your skin like glue.
Oh, I've got it. Ricard is weaving them as he is grabbing me to keep them from ripping.
He's doing the Maleficent thing. He's like,
Guido, let me go. I just want to give him a hug.
Ricard walks over and says, "Sleep 20."
You could roll 20. Oh.
I was gonna say you can roll against this, but he is actually
12.
casting. Yeah, no. He rolls sleep 20 on you. You're down.
And Guido's still got a hold of the reinforced pajamas, so I just kind of slump in the pajamas and am being
Okay.
held in the air.
Apparently, you guys are all weak and tired and whatever. Get some rest. I gotta go sleep with the lycanthrope area, whatever. So I'll be back.
The lycanthrope area, there's more?
No.
They just made one for you.
Yeah.
Ah,
I love this place. That was sarcasm, by the way, if it wasn't obvious.
I got it.
I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy
Guido's
your
still just holding
night.
Z.
Oh, real quick, hang on. And he starts weaving onto the doors and the walls. Like, okay, I'm just setting up some protection stuff. Don't mind me.
Yeah, that reminds us we'll need to talk about what we're going to do once we get to the facility tomorrow.
We're gonna be careful. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna kill that bastard because he's probably in there. Because you notice he hasn't burst that ley line yet, at least not that we're aware.
I hope he's not in there. That way we can actually prepare.
Now think about it. No, he hasn't burst the air ley line yet, right?
Right.
Why would he be doing that? Why would he intentionally leave a trail for us to follow and then not do the last one if he wasn't just sitting there waiting for us knowing we would show up?
Why not just kill us
I'm gonna ask
anywhere?
how we got here. If Ricard has any ideas.
No, of course not. Nobody would ask Ricari that.
I'm asleep. I can't. He
Excellent.
forcibly put me to sleep.
He
Hang
told
on.
me that he had no idea last time, so.
Hang on. Sleep 20. Sleep 20. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He could. But instead he says, okay, look. Actually, roll will save, Snarg. So he says, look, it's
Yes,
just...
20.
It seems... What's that total?
That totals a 25.
You already blew your AP, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's natural 20. So yeah, I already blew my AP.
Okay. I guess that's a good point. Never mind. I wasn't... So he says, listen. I think... I'm just saying we should be careful. If it's not him, it's something he's left. Obviously, he wants us here for some reason. That's from what Fearness has been telling me. He constantly wants you guys at all these freaking locations. That's why he wouldn't go out and kill you.
All right.
He wants you here. Don't know why. Don't care. Honestly, my suspicion is all these people actually aren't here. They're just projections.
Why do you say that?
Because they're not here. Fearness said so.
Fearness attempted to mind control the servitude.
No, actually, she has only been trying to reach the other scions.
So then, wait a second. Is this guy here? There we
What guy?
go.
Aragona's
gone.
gone. He ran in
I
terror.
tried to
Okay,
hug
was
him.
that guy there?
Who?
The little mite that was running around that kept bugging everybody.
That was a mite? He sure wasn't acting like one.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a scion. I don't know how to go... bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm just saying, I think that this is something he set up, and I don't know why, and that worries me.
Personally, I don't care why he's done it. All I want to know... Oh, false.
I'm
All I
already
want to do is
asleep.
stop him, and the more preparations we can make for that, the better. Instead of just running right into there.
Alright. Whatever works for you guys. I'm gonna go sleep in my lonely bed, surrounded by things that aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves.
Okay.
Aragona comes back. Is she gone? Oh god, she's right there.
She's very clearly being held up by a Lugian while unconscious.
Is she okay?
I'm just curious, does he still have his original affinity?
What was his original affinity?
I don't
Not-
know. Just
Not there, I
juxtapose
don't
it.
think.
I don't remember.
I can actually
Just
check.
yes or no.
Well, the answer is in fact yes.
Okay.
Whatever it was.
It still
was.
is.
If it was
Water.
air, that doesn't
Water.
help you any.
Water actually makes a lot of sense for Aragona. So, yeah, he is still of water.
Okay.
This is okay. So I was hoping you could tell me a bedtime story before we go to bed, Snark.
Okay.
What
Wonderful.
are you doing with me? Am I still just being dangled?
At some point, once the conversation finished, I was going to put you to bed, but I was just being polite and not interrupting the conversation.
So,
I was like, Aragona, this is a story about how everyone's grumpy and how everyone doesn't tell me anything and how
I thought you were going to say this is a story of 3 young men and 3 very young, lovely young girls, or however that goes. I don't know the song. I didn't watch the show.
How everything got
No,
turned
not
upside
not
down.
that one. I watched that show. I meant the Brady Bunch. So you tell him an epic... roll charisma.
Okay. A 11.
All right, you tell him this story about these orcs who were led by a wall chief named Garrosh and how they were all retarded. And then they died. The end.
No, I
By
know.
the time
Actually,
you're done, he's snoring.
Yes.
okay. All right.
And Guido's still just holding me in the air by my pajamas.
Guido has fallen asleep, standing there.
holding me in the air.
Oh, like I said, once once you had finished talking, I was going to say I'm putting Z to bed, but I was just not interrupting you're speaking at the time.
Regardless, you guys get a good night's sleep with absolutely nothing that happens at all.
Yay.
Or rather, that's where we're going to cut off the session, and we'll find out what happens at night next time.
I've just been sleep 20'd. I'm not waking up.
That's a good point. You guys, you can totally handle this.
Okay.
We got
And,
this.
We will see you next week.
I like how that's Ricard's